1-0 pitch. Blitz Benteen lifts a high fly ball. This is to left center field, and that ball is gone. Carver Blitz Benteen with a 2-run home run. They've sent 4 up, and 4 have scored. It is 4-0 Bulldogs in the lead. 3-1 pitch, and Sharp lifts a high fly ball. This is to center field. Ostrander on the run. It's over her head. Hits the top of the fence. It's extra bases. Kennecker waved around from third. They put the brakes on late. Into second base is Blair Sharp with a double, 2 RBIs, and it's 9-6. Warriors back within 3. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and here's a high fly ball. This is to deep left field. Paulus looks, and that ball is gone. It is Katie Batterson hitting her first home run of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the pitcher helps herself out. They lead 6-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch inside, and Munger swings through the changeup. Strikeout number 15 by Ecclesceder, and it's out number 2 here in the 7th inning. And that brings up the top hitter there in Keely Curtis, who hits a deep fly ball down the left field line, and it is gone. Keely Curtis with a 2-run home run, her 3rd home run of the season. And just like that, in one swing of the bat, it's 6-1 Starmont. Bouncing ball, that's to the shortstop, Alvis. Alvis races over, touches the bag at second base, and Edco has done it. Coming to Northland, the Vikings returning to the state softball championship in Class 1A for the first time in 21 years. And it is Edco improving to 29-10, winning this at Northland by a final score of 7-2. Welcome to the season opener on KETR AM 1400 and FM 96.7.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmersrealfoodrealmeat.com.
For generations, local farmers have trusted Freedom Bank to provide the financial backing they need to succeed. We have a long tradition of empowering success, and that continues today. We offer competitive financing options at competitive rates, whether for equipment purchases, building construction, land purchases, or operating capital. Visit one of Freedom Bank's experienced ag loan professionals in Elkader, Monona, Postville, and Waukon, or online at freedombnk.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Browns family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
Hey sports fans, take a time out and call Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Owners Brian Bugenhagen and Michael Beck, along with their staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency in Elkader, your trusted choice agency.
Top Gun Customs knows that the insurance company wants you to do all the work for them. They want you to download the app, take the pictures, upload them, then they want you to accept the paltry check they think will repair your vehicle. No, no, no. Top Gun writes an accurate estimate, takes the photos, and explains the repair process to you. Let Bob and the guys take all the worries out of your repairs. Call Bob or Nancy at 563-964-9899 at Top Gun to schedule your repair today.
War Eagle Tigerhawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money. Member FDIC, West Union Motor Sales and Service, Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, and by Myers Auto Service in Monona. We begin the On Deck show for today's game. We're joined by North Fayette Valley baseball coach Dan Hovden. Coach, your team dropping a decision before the weekend to New Hampton, 16-1. Tell me about that game.
Well, it's a game where, New Hampton steps off the bus with a very mature, experienced ball club, ranked 7th now in 2A, coming off that state championship game appearance last year. And our young guys just got to be a little bit more mature and just grow up in playing these types of teams. Hopefully we'll do that. We won't turn the other way, but I'm happy with how we competed, I guess. They started off the game with an opening home run, leadoff home run, and so but I think our guys played well. Right now, physically, we don't quite match those juniors and seniors.
All right, so certainly for the first week there, we did see some bright spots there, and I know you guys had an opportunity against Turkey Valley in the doubleheader.
Yeah, we did. We left a lot of runners on in several innings and just couldn't quite put that ball in play, and too many times we just went down without putting in play, too many strikeouts, and that's a game that we sure should have and could have won. At least that first game of that doubleheader and losing in 8 innings.
All right, now let's talk about pitching-wise. Who are you looking to throw in this ball game?
We're going to throw Kane Rogers today, get his first start for the season. Hopefully he'll be able to put a good outing together and throw strikes, and hopefully we'll play some defense. We've been playing decent defense, so if we can just continue that, that would be good for us.
All right, offensively, who's kind of been contributing for you early this season?
Well, it's really that's the next thing we're looking for is consistency across the lineup, and really we don't have any consistency yet. We've had a few guys here and there that have made some strides, but we just got to look to continue to do that. So we're still searching in that aspect too.
All right, MFL MarMac, what do you know about the Bulldogs?
Oh yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to have guys that throw strikes. They're going to have guys that can put the ball in play. They're going to run. They're going to do a lot of things that are going to be tough for a young club to defend, but it's all a good experience for us and things that we need to see in order for them to pick up their game coming down the road.
All right, for your team then, what do you want to see out of your club tonight?
Yep, throw strikes, play defense, put the ball in play.
Yep, it's part of a growing process with this team, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, Coach, good luck to you in the ball game. We'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, thanks, Dan.
You betcha. North Fayette Valley baseball coach Dan Hovden and his Tigerhawk team. The On Deck show continues after this. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
We are happy to announce we are once again performing cataract surgery right here at home. This is Jessica Jones, surgery supervisor. We welcome Dr. Cancel from Gunderson, who performs this surgery monthly at our local surgery suite and holds consultations at Gunderson Eye Clinic, Waukon. Dr. Cancel is a wonderful addition to our surgery team, and we're so happy he's here. Call us today for more information.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what they do at Clayton Drug, now offering free delivery of prescriptions to the Monona area. To find out more, call 563-245-2530. Clayton Drug can help you transfer your prescriptions quickly and easily to their pharmacy. Clayton Drug is committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve all in between.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Waukon. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Waukon.
Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, living. So give your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer in both Guttenberg and Monona, a call. You can reach Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. That's 563-252-2471. They can help you and your family be good at life.
Brrr, the cold weather is here, and with it comes wind, snow, and ice that can damage.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, and by the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC. We continue the On Deck Show for today's game. We're joined by MFL MarMac baseball coach Paul Gordon. Coach your team off to a 3-0 start, 2-0 in the conference. Non-conference victory against Olwine Friday night, 7-5. Tell me about that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was good to get the 3 wins. We'll take a win any way we can get it. It was a little, at times it got a little sloppy and we made some mistakes, but as every team early in the season, have stuff to work on and stuff we need to get better at.
All right, let's talk about offensively. Who are some of the kids contributing for you early this year?
Really, I can't pinpoint one guy. I mean, Cade Humble had 4 RBIs in the 2 games over at Turkey, our first 2 games of the season, so he had a really good game, but it seems like it's been top to bottom. Our lineup's been really good.
All right, obviously, pitching-wise, that's been a strength for you so far early this season.
Yep.
Let's talk about some of those guys in the mound.
Yeah, Jacob Schellhorn's been pitching great. Parker Keel's been pitching great. I mean, it's probably our 1A and 1B, our 2 aces. We had Cade Humble's pitched so far this year. We actually had a couple games get canceled, so I haven't got to throw as many guys as I'd like to. We have great pitching depth, which helps me out a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, turning our attention now to game number 1. Who are you looking to throw?
Jacob Schellhorn's going to start game 1, and Parker Keel starting game 2.
All right, let's talk about now North Fayette Valley. What do you know about the Tiger Hawks?
They're off to kind of a rough start. I think they're missing some kids from soccer. But, I mean, I have all the respect in the world for Coach Hovden. He's got a young team this year, I think, and a little inexperienced, but we're hoping that we can get out of here 2 wins tonight.
All right, now for MFL MarMac then, keys in the ball game, what do you want to see?
Just good, solid defense and just doing the little things and improving every week. Early in the season, that's the biggest thing I look for is improving every game. Peaking towards the end of the season, making sure we're good at bats, throwing strikes, not giving any free passes or free runs away.
All right, now the other thing is, let's talk about the Upper Iowa Conference race, and I think you figure you guys are going to be in the mix here.
Yeah, I think we're definitely in the mix. I think Kehigh's off to a good start. Southwind's always tough, but I think we've put our name in that conversation. It's been a long time since we've had a conference championship. I think it's somewhere around 40 years, so that's one of our major goals this year.
All right, Coach, good luck to you in today's ball game. We look forward to talking to you in between games.
Thanks.
Yes, MFL MarMac baseball coach Paul Gordon on his Bulldog team. The On Deck Show continues after this.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular, security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Contact Julie Depke, agent at 205 South Main Street in Elkader, or call 563-245-2366.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling of Monona, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Car Auto Group online at karautogroup.com, Bacon Concrete in Postville, and Furniture Showcase in Oldwine, lighting, showroom, flooring, furniture, and window treatments. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Monona, and it's baseball for you here on KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7. Our featured matchup today in Upper Iowa Conference matchup. It is MFL MarMac and North Fayette Valley. I'm joined once again by Coach Sass. It is a hot and, worst case, it is a windy night here in Monona.
Yeah, extremely windy. We got a good breeze blowing in. I think right field, maybe right center field, but could be interesting on some high pop-ups tonight. I don't think we're going to see any home runs. At least the breeze is keeping us a little cool because, as you mentioned, it is warm out tonight.
87 degrees our game time temperature, but winds here blowing in, as you mentioned, at about 20, some gusts at 30 miles an hour. Anything up in the air will be a challenge for both these teams tonight. North Fayette Valley comes in the midst of a very tough schedule. They started out 0-5 last week, 0-4 in the conference, lost to a top 10 New Hampton team on Friday night. This is a game not necessarily concerned about wins and losses, this team, as they just looked for improvements. Got a good group of young kids here that, again, stay with it. Good things are going to happen.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Hovden a little bit before the game, and it's kind of what he said. They haven't had a lot of success, wins and losses, but he said he's got some great kids. He said they really listen. They've got great attitudes, and I think he's excited about seeing the improvement in these kids throughout the year.
Yeah, and last week just missed out on a win against Turkey Valley. They lost in extra innings, 3-2. Nick Hines was outstanding in that ball game, pitching-wise for them. But tonight they'll throw Kane Rogers, who threw a lot of the innings last year. This will be Kane's second appearance of the season, third appearance. He has thrown just a couple of innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 7, and struck out 6. So, when he throws strikes, he's solid, but the walks there, they're looking to eliminate that.
Yep, we talk about this, almost every broadcast. You got to cut down on walks. that's the easiest way to get scored on is when you start walking people. You know, even though MFL MarMac definitely can hit the ball, you want to make them prove it. Make them hit the ball. Don't give them any of those free passes.
Now, as far as RBI-wise, it is Nick Hines and Kenny Kerr. And again, your two seniors there. They have a couple of RBIs, and they've helped kind of lead the way for North Fayette Valley.
Yep, and you know, usually we see that teams lean on their seniors, and North Fayette Valley's kind of doing that early in the year here.
And that is a team only batting 174, and again, that goes with the youth. We mentioned the part of the schedule they're in. They've got Key High scheduled tomorrow night. That's weather permitting. Home with Southwind, and then home with Starmont to close the week. So this is their toughest week of the season, really.
Yeah, that's probably the top three conference teams. I know. I think Key High swept Southwind the other night, but Southwind, Key High, MFL MarMac, three top teams, and then Starmont West Central is playing some really good ball as well right now.
All right, MFL MarMac comes in 3-0, 2-0 in the conference, victorious against Olwine in their last ball game by a score of 7-5 after a doubleheader sweep of Turkey Valley. We talk about the youth of North Fayette Valley, and it's the exact opposite for MFL MarMac, senior dominant.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons they're one of the favorites in the conference. I think their first 7 hitters, I believe, are seniors. That's pretty rare. We don't see that too often anymore in high school baseball or softball, and big reason why they're one of the better teams in the conference.
And they've got 1A and 1B, according to Coach Gordon, and he's right, as Jacob Shellhorn will get the start tonight. Shellhorn was victorious against Turkey Valley, went 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 2, but struck out 10. Parker Keel is the fireballer of the lineup. He's also 1-0 with a save, as he went 8 innings, allowed 3 hits, walked 3, and he has struck out 16 in those 8 innings. So they're going to strike you out there and do it different ways.
Yeah, they've got some good pitching. They've got some experienced pitching. You know, I know Ben Cranberry's thrown some innings, Jackson Millage, some of these other kids as well. But I think Keel and Shellhorn, as you mentioned, are their top 2, and they can really pitch.
Yeah, they've thrown 5 guys so far, and they had a couple of games rained out, so they get a little deeper. All 5 of them are seniors. Offensively, Parker Keel has a couple of doubles and an RBI. Cade Humble had the 4 RBI game against Turkey Valley last week. And again, those guys helping set the lineup for MFL MarMac.
Yeah, like we said, those top 7 hitters are all seniors, and we're going to see production up and down the lineup there.
And Ben Cranberry and Jackson Millage are their 2 leading hitters, both seniors. Millage is 6 for 10 already this season. Cranberry is 5 for 11 on the season. So, and again, as seniors, and the many years these guys have played, you kind of expect that.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's what you expect out of your seniors. That's what you want out of your seniors. They've played a lot of years. You know, we were talking about Jacob Shellhorn, finally a senior this year. Seems like we've seen him forever. The Cranberry kid has played a lot. Keel has played. All these guys have played a lot of baseball.
All right, let's set the lineup first off for North Fayette Valley. The pitcher, Kane Rogers, bats leadoff. Blake Everett, the shortstop, bats second. Drew Stolke is the catcher. He'll bat third. Kenny Kerr, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Jamison Tilleris, the third baseman, plays position number 5. He'll bat 5th in the lineup. Nick Hines, the left fielder, bats 6th. Noah Benson, the center fielder, bats 7th. Hayden Thompson playing right field tonight, batting 8th. Devin Turner is the second baseman. He'll bat in the number 9 position. For MFL MarMac, their leadoff hitter, Parker Keel, the center fielder. Jacob Shellhorn, the pitcher, bats second. Ben Cranberry, the third baseman, bats third. Braden Gordon plays right field. He'll bat cleanup. Jackson Millage, the first baseman, batting 5th. Jaron Willie, the left fielder, bats 6th. Wade Humble playing second base. He's taken over that position, batting 7th. Tyler Wickner, really the only young kid on this team, an 8th grader catcher for MFL MarMac. And Carter Lightfoot is the shortstop there. He'll play shortstop when, again, Shellhorn is not available because he's doing the pitching duties. So that's the lineup for both these teams. For North Fayette Valley, it's put the ball into play. And for MFL MarMac here, I think you want to see your dominant pitching continue.
Yeah, if you're NFV, you're looking to put the bat on the ball, make MFL MarMac field the ball, and then defensively throw strikes, make the routine plays. And if you're MFL MarMac, this is probably a game you expect to win. You want to come out and show your dominance as soon as you can.
MFL MarMac was a team that finished second in the Upper Iowa Conference a season ago, 1 loss behind Southwind. And as you mentioned, Southwind has already dropped a doubleheader to Lansing Key High. Key High's off to a 7-3 start, but again, they're just 2-0 in the conference. They've already played 10 games. They didn't get rained out at all the opening week. So they are already what seems like to be in mid-season form.
Yeah, then that's kind of how they do it up there. They play a lot of games up there in Lansing, and I know they've got some strong pitching. Their hitting maybe hasn't quite caught up to that, but they're going to be a dominant force in the conference.
And then we talk about those top teams with MFL MarMac, Southwind, and also Key High. Well, tonight, Clayton Ridge Central is at Key High, and they swept North Fayette Valley with a couple of impressive wins. a team like that, they were young a couple of years ago. Now they are a little more experienced, and they were 8-10 a season ago in the conference, so they feel like they can have a winning record and maybe be in that mix.
Yeah, I think you're looking at Keyhigh, MFL, MarMac, Southwind. Southwind is missing one of their better players for the season as well. That hurts them, but then Clayton Ridge Central, I think, is poised to jump up into that group as well.
And Turkey Valley, a team that always looks to be, again, competitive, well coached as well, and we'll have to see how the conference plays out, but as of right now, again, it's appearing that it's MFL, MarMac, and Keyhigh along with Southwind in that mix, which was the same they finished last year. Keyhigh was third, MFL, MarMac second, and Southwind again won the conference with a record of 16-2. Our home plate umpire for tonight's ball game, John Winter. On the base paths, Charlie Zahn. We were supposed to have Charlie last week.
Yeah, I think John filled in for him actually last week.
So they are working together. John Winter will have the plate for game number 1 last week. We had him in behind the plate in game number 1 against Clayton Ridge Central and North Fayette Valley last week, and it was consistent strike zone throughout the ball game. That's all you can ask if you're a coach for either team. MFL MarMac head coach Paul Gordon. North Fayette Valley head coach is once again Dan Hovden. We're here at Terry M. Heald Memorial Field in Monona. We should also point out that it was 49 years ago that MFL MarMac won the state tournament in 1976. Next year will be the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, kind of a special deal. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's their only team state championship here
in baseball.
At MFL MarMac. So yeah, yep.
And again, they've got a great, as you enter here behind the scoreboard, the press box, I should say, they've got a great tribute there to Coach Heald as far as the milestones, different things like that. That if you get to a ball game in Monona, it's certainly worth checking out. So North Fayette Valley, they're wearing their white bottoms and tops, Tiger Hawks there in Carolina blue across the front, very reminiscent of the LA Dodgers. The only difference is they've got a little trim on there. MFL MarMac will play the first game with white pants, blue trim, and the yellow tops. They'll go probably with the white tops in game number 2. The vests is what they have that are yellow with bulldogs across the back and their numbers. So we'll take a break. Opening pitch coming up from Monona with MFL MarMac and North Fayette Valley.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Scooter's Coffee in Manchester offers a variety of coffees, smoothies, blenders, and breakfast food products served all day long. Scooter's Coffee offers fast and friendly service, too. In a hurry? Use the Scooter's Coffee app to order, pay, and earn rewards. Simply stop at the drive-thru window and pick up your order. Scooter's Coffee is open Monday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. We look forward to seeing you at Scooter's Coffee in Manchester.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People State Bank. People State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People State Bank, member FDIC.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams and enjoy the weather and get your kids' summer checkups with Dr. Jessica Wilkie, Dr. Chase Bruner, and Dr. Daphne Hoffler. Family Dentistry Associates of Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner, supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Brought to you by locally owned and operated NEAT, proudly providing high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light to businesses and homes in Northeast Iowa. NEAT also provides computer and network services as well as business phone system sales and service. For more information, visit NEITEL.com or call 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now. Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping into Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmersrealfoodrealmeat.com.
It's pretty unusual for a bank to be 100% employee-owned, and Freedom Bank wouldn't have it any other way. Employee-owned means we're not just your bank, we're your friends and neighbors. We value being active community partners, and we believe in donating generously to local causes. We empower success, not just for our customers, but for our communities as well. Visit Freedom Bank in Elkader, Monona, Postville, Waukon, or online at freedombnk.com. Member FDIC.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance of Iowa, Hometown Agency, Monona, Auto, Home Business, Crop Farm, and Life, Smitty's Oil and Tire in Monona, Garden View Place in Monona, Vorwald Enterprises Inc. in Monona, Ashbecker Building Supplies in Rossville, Conoco Flood Covering of Monona, Ems Machine and Manufacturing in Monona, Sincerely Yours Interiors by K in Monona, Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money, member FDIC, and West Union Motors Sales and Service. Ready to go here. Running a little bit late tonight, which is kind of a rarity, but a lengthy starting lineup done, and we're ready to go for this matchup tonight with North Fayette Valley and MFL MarMac. Again, for North Fayette Valley, Kane Rogers, Blake Everett, and Drew Stolka will lead things off here in the top of the first. For MFL MarMac defensively, Jaron Willie is in left field, Parker Keel in center, Braden Gordon in right field. Around the horn defensively, Ben Cranbeer at third, Carter Lightfoot is the shortstop, Wade Humble at second, Jackson Millage the first baseman. Tice Wickner, by the way, is how that is. Tice Wickner is the 8th grader there at catcher. And Jacob Shellhorn is on the mound, the right-hander for MFL MarMac. And let's talk about Shellhorn. What he does so well is keep you off balance.
Yeah, he does really good off-speed stuff. You know, he obviously has a good fastball as well, but keeps you off balance. He's got good curves, good off-speed stuff, mixes it up well.
And tonight, let's see how these curveballs, this wind's going to be a factor.
Yeah, definitely the wind could move some of that off-speed stuff around and might be a little bit harder to control some of that, so might have to rely a little bit more on the fastball tonight.
And for MFL MarMac here, a team that last year, if you remember, was, like we mentioned, second place in the conference, but dropped that tournament ball game to a Denver team. A bit of a surprise, but that's what's crazy about baseball is a game like that to close the year. They had, 14 guys left on base in the ball game?
Yeah, I believe they left a small village on in that game. A little bit of an upset there. Denver had a nice team, no doubt, but I think MFL MarMac was the favorite in that game, so might be a little bit of a motivating factor for some of these kids this year.
And Denver, as a matter of fact, ended up winning a game after that as well. Beat Waukon as they advanced in the tournament. So for MFL MarMac, I think that kind of sticks with this group of seniors here as they looked in. Goal number one is they want to win a conference championship, so this is a focused, experienced team, as we mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 seniors, that has to be their goal this year, to win the conference. Game short last year. Like we mentioned, Southwind, Keyhigh will probably be their biggest obstacles to that this year.
All right, set to lead things off is Kane Rogers for North Fayette Valley. You will hear the wind continuously behind our microphones in this ball game tonight. Got wind guards on and everything, but only so much you can do when the wind's blowing like this. Kane Rogers, 2 for 11 on the season. That's a couple of RBIs as he'll lead things off for North Fayette Valley in the top of the first inning. Crowd continuing to roll in. They're playing 2. We're just here for game number 1 tonight. Jacob Shellhorn rocks back, fires the game's first pitch. It is ducking out of the way there. A fastball high and tight to Rogers. Ducks out of the way, and the count is 1-0. So that'll get you settled into the box right away for Kane Rogers, taking that first pitch high. 1-0 offering there, and there's a pitch outside. Rogers sweeps at it there on the outside, and that ball will be slicing down the right field line over the fence past the MFL MarMac dugout down the first base side, and the count goes a ball and a strike. Rogers doing the right thing on that outside pitch, trying to go with it.
Yeah, good contact, just maybe a little bit late and sliced it foul there.
1-1, Shellhorn with a fastball upstairs, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. We mentioned he threw Thursday night, but pitch-wise, good to go. In this ball game tonight, wouldn't be an issue unless he gets to a high pitch count, of course. 2 balls and a strike, 2-1 fastball. That's inside, catches the corner, and we're evened up with 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were talking about schedule-wise for North Fayette Valley, MFL MarMac with a busy week as well. With the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes, including Keyhigh coming up in the 5th. 2-2 pitch, bouncing ball back up the middle. The shortstop Lightfoot fields it on the second base side of the bag. Low throw and dug out nicely there by Millage for out number 1. Lightfoot covering a ton of ground, fielding it there again on the second base side. Rogers, a tough luck ground out for out number 1.
Yeah, did a nice job hitting the ball back up the middle, but great range there by Lightfoot.
Getting back to MFL MarMac's schedule, they have Alburnett tomorrow on the 4th rather, then Keyhigh on the 5th, and then Wapsie Valley on the 6th. So in a Wapsie Valley team, along with Keyhigh, both receiving consideration in Class 1A to be ranked. That brings up Blake Everett, takes the first pitch for a strike. The count is 0-1. Everett, 3 for 10 on the season, the shortstop for North Fayette Valley in tonight's ball game. 0-1 offering there. Another fastball, slow bouncing ball foul. May have hit the foot, but it goes to the on-deck circle for North Fayette Valley up the third base line, and it's 0-2. This is what we traditionally see from Shellhorn. Rarely, again, only 1 walk in the ball game the other night. Rarely gets behind.
He usually throws a lot of strikes.
0-2 pitch, fastball swinging right through. The inside pitch is Everett. It's out number 2, and it's strikeout number 1 here by Shellhorn. Brings up Drew Stolka now, the catcher. Stolka 2 for 11 for North Fayette Valley. The War Eagles defeated North Fayette Valley a week ago, so they're 2-0 in the conference. Also, Keyhigh 2-0 in the conference, along with MFL MarMac at 2-0. I believe those are our only 2-0 teams so far in the conference.
Turkey would be 2-0 as well, right?
Turkey lost to MFL MarMac.
Okay, so they'd be 2-2. Maybe.
Fastball, bouncing ball, 1 hopper to the third baseman. Once again, Cranbeer fields it, edge of the infield, throws a strike over to Millage, and that does it for North Fayette Valley. They go down in order in the top of the 1st. No runs, no hits, leaving nobody. We've played 1 half inning. North Fayette Valley, nothing. MFL MarMac coming up to bat.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, Adverse Weather Insurance, Jim Furman of Volga, your independent crop insurance agent, Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at GuttenbergHospital.org, and Rivals Inc. Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. We go to the bottom of the 1st inning as North Fayette Valley goes down in order in the top of the 1st. For the Bulldogs, Parker Keel, Jacob Shellhorn, Ben Cranbeer to lead things off here in the bottom of the 1st inning. For North Fayette Valley defensively, Nick Hines is in left field, Noah Benson in center, Hayden Thompson is in right field. Around the horn defensively, Jamison Tiller is playing third base, Blake Everett is the shortstop, Devin Turner is the second baseman, Kenny Kerr over there at first base, the catcher Drew Stolka, and again Kane Rogers is on the mound for North Fayette Valley. And this season, as far as stat-wise, Kane Rogers has made, we mentioned this in the pregame, this will be his 3rd appearance of the season, throwing 2 2/3 innings, and they hope that they takes North Fayette Valley deep into this ball game, especially with the busy week that they have.
Yeah, and their pitching isn't probably as deep as MFL MarMac, so they're looking to get some innings out of him.
So the throw down from the catcher Stolka to Everett covering the bag there, and we're ready to go with Parker Keel to lead things off for MFL MarMac. Keel, 2 for 8 this season. Both of those hits are doubles, and he has 2 RBIs. They are a team, MFL MarMac, that likes to run. Keel has 4 stolen bases already in the first 3 games. The left-handed hitting Parker Keel to lead things off here, the center fielder for MFL MarMac. And Kane Rogers on the mound, and he will work here from the stretch. And the first offering there to Keel, it's a fastball outside, low and away. The count is 1-0. We see more and more of this. Pitchers that just work exclusively out of the stretch.
Yeah, it's becoming a trend.
1-0 is the first pitch here now to Keel. Second pitch, 1-0 pitch, fastball away. The count is 2-0, and that's going to be the question. Can Rogers get that fastball over consistently in this ballgame?
Yeah, they've got to throw strikes here. Walks are just going to be disastrous.
As we mentioned, in those 2 2/3 innings, he has walked 6 and struck out 7. So it's hit or miss. 2-0 pitch. There's the breaking ball. Gets across for a strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Keel does a nice job as leadoff, too. He takes a lot of pitches.
So 2-1 now the count. Especially the leadoff spot. He's been anchored there for a couple of years for MFL MarMac. 2-1 pitch in the dirt and able to scoop it up is Stolka. He'll get it back to the mound, but the count is 3-1 now here.
And with his speed, a walk, can turn into a double pretty quickly.
3-1. Certainly still a hitter's count. As Rogers set to deliver the 3-1 pitch, and that pitch is low. It is ball number 4. So a leadoff walk here for MFL MarMac. That brings up Jacob Shellhorn, the pitcher. And a lot of times you would see a situation with the reason why Shellhorn bats second is so good making contact, but he has, again, the ability to sacrifice bunt. Not sure he's going to do that here early, as Shellhorn 3 for 9 on the season with a couple of RBIs. They may just let Keel take second base.
I think we'll see a steal attempt for sure.
And again, until you can throw them out otherwise, they're going to run. And North Fayette Valley is going to see a lot of that. Good move there to first base by Rogers as he quickly fired it over to the first baseman. Kerr stepped off. Certainly Keel leaning that direction, but he's able to get back there, the tag, easily. So obviously Kane Rogers thinking the same thing that we are here. First pitch to Shellhorn. Again, they've got him picked now, and a nice move, spin move by Rogers. They try to get him in a rundown. They throw the ball to the second baseman, Turner, who's going to try to run down Keel, and he does. Great job by North Fayette Valley. Keel picked off, but a better move by Rogers. Kerr makes one throw to the second baseman, Turner. They run down the runner, and it's out number 1.
Yeah, great job there by Rogers. We knew Keel wanted to go. I think everyone here knows Keel wanted to go, but just caught him leaning, and a good pickoff move there.
So that'll go as a caught stealing, as it's credited actually to Rogers. 1-3-4 is how you score that. Shellhorn still awaiting the first pitch. So Keel caught leaning, as that is out number 1. Pitch to Shellhorn, it's outside, and the count goes to 1-0. As we mentioned, being that North Fayette Valley is so young, you're going to see teams try to run on them all the time, and Rogers showing a really good move. 1-0 is the count to Shellhorn. 1-0 fastball fouled back to the backstop area right in front of us. It's a ball and a strike.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
That was just a really good quick move, for a right-hander especially. The left-hand pitchers have more of an advantage, but a nice quick move by Rogers there to first.
And it's a ball and a strike now to Shellhorn. 1-1 offering by Rogers, and that ball was a breaking ball that slipped out of the hands, and Shellhorn able to dunk underneath that, but that ball was not close. It was about 3 feet above his head, and it hit the backstop on the fly. So 2 balls and a strike is now the count. 2-1. Shellhorn doesn't strike out much either. Again, that's why he's the reason he's at the number 2 hole. 2-1 offering from Rogers. Fastball popped up, out of play. That'll make it over the backstop easily. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stolka gave it a look, but I'm not sure he ever saw it, but it doesn't make a difference. It's out of play.
Yeah, Shellhorn does a lot of things at that 2 spot. He makes him a really good 2-hitter. He makes contact. He can bunt. He can hit for base hits. He does a lot of good things.
2 balls and 2 strikes evened up as Rogers back to the stretch. 2-2 offering to Shellhorn inside. Backing out of the way is Shellhorn, and it goes to a full count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Rogers, again, part of going to full counts on batters is always problematic when you need to go deep into a ball game and it limits your pitches. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Shellhorn. Rogers delivers the 3-2 pitch, fouled again away by Shellhorn on the fastball outside. Full count once again, especially if you're hoping he can get into the 5th or 6th innings in a ball game like this.
Right, you got to limit those full count at bats, and he's thrown a lot of pitches just to 2 hitters so far.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Shellhorn fighting at the plate. 3-2 offering fastball swings right through it there. So Shellhorn becomes the first strikeout victim for Rogers, and it's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and Rogers has done a nice job throwing a lot of strikes. A few balls mixed in there, but throwing a lot of strikes, especially to Shellhorn.
And as we mentioned, he's a really good contact hitter, so that's a well-deserved strikeout there by, once again, Rogers. So Ben Cranbeer is up to bat, the third baseman. Cranbeer on this season, certainly off to the type of start you expect for him. He's been at the plate 5 for 11 with a double and has some RBIs. Curveball pops it up. Shallow center field. Moving over towards right center field there, and on the run diving for it is Turner, but it's out of his reach. It's picked up there by Thompson. Cranbeer bloops it in for a base hit. As again, Benson had that ball just going away from him with that wind.
Yeah, that wind is just tough out there. I think originally off the bat that was going to come right to him in center field, but where it ended up, I think it might have been the right fielder's ball.
Well, and the other thing is tonight you can play in, and they are. Yeah. So that brings up now Braden Gordon, the right fielder. Gordon is 3 for 8 with a double, a couple of RBIs, 2-out base runner for MFL MarMac here in the bottom of the first. And if you're talking about Cranbeer, the possibility of stealing again, that certainly has to be considered, though he does not have a steal yet this year, and not a huge lead at first base. Fastball, Gordon, good, healthy cut, but couldn't catch up with the outside pitch. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, probably not as much of a threat as the top 2 hitters in the lineup, but he could go. You never know.
And Gordon, who has that launch angle, when he takes a cut, he does not get cheated on a swing. 0-1 is the count. Rogers delivering the 0-1 pitch, fastball inside, and it goes to a ball and a strike. Gets his money worth.
He does. He's got a little bit of an uppercut, but when he makes contact, he's got some good power at the plate there.
Evened up at 1-1, and again, Cranbeer not a huge lead at first base. And with 2 outs, thought maybe they'd look to move him, but again, you mentioned probably going to settle it here at the plate. 1-1 pitch outside, Gordon reaches for it, and it goes on a play, and that'll make it up towards the football field, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, with a runner on first base for MFL MarMac here in the bottom of the first inning. Tiger Hawks trying to get out of this here with a scoreless first inning for both the teams. Rogers, 1-2, the 1-2 fastball upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not a bad idea to try to work it upstairs, but that time Gordon staying disciplined.
Yep, ahead in the count, that's a good spot for that pitch.
Evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's the other thing, when you get ahead of the count, it gives you so many options. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A long look at first base by Rogers, delivers the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Count goes to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That will now start Cranbeer in motion.
Yep, Cranbeer's going now for sure.
So full count, he'll get that extra jump at first base. And Rogers in danger of issuing his second walk of the first inning, and yet another full count here in the bottom of the first. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's a fastball. It is inside. It is ball number 4. So 2 out base runners now. Cranbeer to second. Gordon with the second walk of the inning issued, I should say. Second and first, and Jackson Millage is the first baseman, and he is 6 of 10 on the season, as we mentioned. They're top 7, experienced, and then this is the part of the lineup, even though they're headed towards the bottom, that can cause problems for you.
Yeah, definitely. All those seniors can hit the ball. You've got to stay vigilant with every one of them.
So with 2 on, 2 outs, Rogers in a jam now in the bottom of the first inning, as the Bulldogs have had 3 base runners, but again, Keel was picked off to start the first inning. They will not hold the runner at second or first as far as that goes. There's a pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Stolka staying down. Cranbeer almost towards the shortstop position with the jump off of second base. Had that ball squirted away, he was going. Let's see now if they work the middle of the infield, if Turner's trying to stay a little close to Cranbeer at second base.
Yeah, great job by Stolka there to keep the runners from advancing.
Pitch in the dirt, count 1-0. Rogers delivers now the 1-0 pitch. Millage takes it inside, and the count goes to 2-0. As we're here at a baseball game, there's a kid that's brought a football to this game tonight. And it just bounced down by the fence, but did not go on the field, so that's all right.
As long as it stays on this side of the fence, we'll be okay.
So the count is 2-0 now. 2-0 offering to Millage, takes a fastball low and away. Count goes to 3-0. So Rogers ends up with a high pitch count here in the first inning, despite the fact he hasn't given up a run yet.
Yeah, even if they get out of this, he's thrown a lot of pitches.
3-0. You figure that Millage likely taking here. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike at the knees, and the count goes to 3-1. Millage took a step towards first base, but shook his head that yes, it was a strike. So 3-1 the count. Again, they are not holding the runners at second or first, so they can spread things out a little bit. At 3-1 to Millage. 3-1 pitch, fouls that one back. He got a pitch middle of the zone, fouled it out of play. Over the MFL MarMac dugout, full count. And again, our runners will be moving here.
Yep, they'll get a little bit of an extra jump. But if NFV can get this batter out, be a good inning for them.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Cranberry at second, and at first base there, Gordon. 3-2 offering. Millage slaps that down the right field line. It is slicing, but with that wind, it'll push over the fence easily. And everybody was on the move. They'll have to head back. Count is now full. That ball just took a nasty slice.
Any spin that comes off that bat, the wind is just going to accentuate that. Kind of reminds me of golfing in the wind a little bit.
3 balls and 2 strikes. That was definitely a 4 type shot. 3-2, 3-2 pitch, bouncing ball over the glove of Rogers. Nobody's able to get it. Actually jumped up to get it there, didn't go by him. He runs it halfway to first base, flips it to the first baseman Kerr, and the Bulldogs leave 2 on in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit. We've played 1, and there's no score here in Monona. Hey sports fans, take a time out and call Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Owners Brian Bugenhagen and Michael Beck, along with their staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency in Elkader, your trusted choice agency.
At Top Gun Customs, we know that cars are complicated. We can handle all the complex new features of any vehicle, foreign or domestic. Not only will it look like new, it'll perform like new. At Top Gun, we don't care if it's a 30-point buck or just your neighbor's cat, big or small, we like them all. Top Gun also does fiberglass repairs, boats, motorcycles, guitars, detailing, paint corrections, headlight restoration. There's not much we don't do. Call Bob or Nancy at Top Gun for details and to schedule your repairs today. 563-964-9899.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, and by the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC. Top of the inning number 2 here. Kenny Kerr, Jamison Tilleris, Nick Hines to lead things off in the top of the second inning. Tiger Hawks went down in order. In the top of the first, MFL MarMac put 2 on. Actually had 3 base runners put on the base paths, but lost a runner on the base paths and then left 2 on in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch, swinging through it there is Kenny Kerr on a fastball. The count is 0-1. So Kenny Kerr up to bat now. Kerr is 1 for 10 this season. Couple of RBIs, though, with that hit. He is the cleanup spot, one of the more experienced bats. Curveball outside, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. So we talked about MFL MarMac having the depth pitching-wise, and that will make them a factor in every game this year. Ball and a strike, 1-1 pitch, breaking ball outside. Kerr swung after it there, almost looked like a slider, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good cut by Kerr, just not able to get the bat on it there.
We talked about that. MFL MarMac has thrown 5 pitchers this year, all of them seniors. As the 1-2 pitch, Kerr swings right through the fastball. Strikeout number 2 for Shellhorn, and it's out number 1 here in the second inning.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have plenty of pitching, and like you said, all of them are pitchers. They've all got good experience. That's rarely going to be an issue for them this year.
Whereas North Fayette Valley has thrown 10 pitchers, only 2 seniors and a junior. Otherwise, everybody else a youngster.
Yeah, so NFV is hoping to be what MFL MarMac is now and in the future in a couple of years.
Jamison Tilleris is up to bat and takes a pitch on the inside. The count is 1-0. Tilleris, the third baseman, 2 for 10 on the season with an RBI. First pitch is a ball. The count is 1-0. We should mention North Fayette Valley Soccer plays in a few minutes. 1-0 pitch, and that ball fisted towards the second baseman. Humble gets it on a hop, and he's almost 3/4 of the way to first base. Just flips it on over there to Millage. Tilleris pops out to shallow second base there before it ends up being out number 2.
Yeah, good job getting the bat on it, but even better job by Humble playing the spin, playing the wind, and really showing a lot of range there.
And the ball was just kind of fisted in that direction at the edge of the infield. Brings up Nick Hines now, the left fielder. Hines is 1 for 8, 2 RBIs. Getting back to North Fayette Valley Soccer as they are playing Van Meter at the University of Iowa at 5:30. First pitch there, swinging through it there is Hines, and the count is 0-1.
And trying to defend their title, right?
We'll give you some updates on that ball game, or on that match, I should say, and kind of keep you informed. 0-1 is the count. 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball outside, caught the corner, and it goes to now a ball and a strike. Actually 0-2. So again, Shellhorn, this is what he does. Lots of strikes up there.
Yep.
But again, he'll use all sides of the plate. 0-2 offering. And 0-2 fastball swinging right through it. There is Hines. Strikeout number 3 for Shellhorn. And that does it for North Fayette Valley. They go down in order. An inning and a half complete. No score with the Tigerhawks and Bulldogs. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people bottom line is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
Now in the bottom of the second with no score here in Monona. Gorgeous afternoon, except for the wind. Otherwise, it again figures to be a good hard-fought matchup between a couple of teams that traditionally seem to be in the mix in the Upper Iowa Conference the last few years. Here's a pitch. Swinging through it is Willie. The count is 0-1. Although at North Fayette Valley the last couple of years they've been so young. That's the difference there. Meanwhile, Willie is single. It does not have a single yet this year. And this is the question for MFL MarMac now when you get to the bottom of the lineup, which these guys can contribute. Breaking ball outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Like many teams, get production out of your bottom of the lineup, good things are going to happen.
Correct. If you can get production there, you're usually in good shape. And even though Willie and Humble are seniors, they don't believe they played a ton the last couple of years.
And a 1-1 pitch. Good, healthy cut by Willie. Couldn't catch the pitch outside. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Kane Rogers, how many pitches in the first inning?
26 for him, yeah.
He got out of it without any damage. Yep. That's the important part, but a lot of pitches in inning number 1. 1-2 pitch inside, and did it hit Willie? Nope, he missed it.
Just got out of the way.
He ducked out of the way there, didn't wear it. And it's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm kind of surprised it missed him. That pitch was so inside there.
Yeah, and wind, maybe sometimes catches your jersey and pushes that out, maybe, but didn't quite get him that time.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rogers delivers now the 2-2 pitch, and swinging through the outside pitch there is Willie. Strikeout number 2 for Rogers. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, good job by Rogers. Starting out with a strikeout. That first out is huge, it seems.
Cade Humble is up to bat. Humble is 2 for 7 on the season, and has a double and has 4 RBIs. Was real good in the ball game the other night against Turkey Valley. So Humble is the number 7 hitter in the lineup with 1 out. And Rogers delivers our first pitch, swinging at a pitch upstairs. Trying to climb the ladder was Humble, or couldn't get to it rather, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, so Humble, that is.
Humble helped him out a little bit on that one.
So Rogers getting ahead. Back-to-back hitters here in the bottom of the second inning. And the 0-1 offering, swinging through again, a pitch upstairs. Tough to get to, Humble. That one certainly closer to the strike zone, but nothing above the hands, right?
Yeah, I think if you're Rogers, you know where to put this next pitch as well.
Yep, especially with the count 0-2 now. So here is the 0-2 pitch, brings it inside and called strike 3. So Humble caught looking. It is the 3rd strikeout now by Rogers, and it's out number 2 here on the second.
Yeah, Rogers has pitched well. I think goal number 1 is to keep him off the scoreboard, obviously. Goal 2 is to limit the pitch count. He's accomplished goal number 1, working on goal number 2 in the second inning.
Tice Wickner is the catcher, the number 8 spot in the lineup. He is a left-handed hitter and hits a high bouncing ball. First baseman Kerr fields it near the bag, 2 steps away, steps on the bag, and that does it for MFL MarMac. Good, quick inning for North Fayette Valley. No runs, no hits. Bulldogs retired in order. We've played 2. No score here with the Tigerhawks and Bulldogs. Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, living. So give your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer in both Guttenberg and Monona, a call. You can reach Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. That's 563-252-2471. They can help you and your family be good at life.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Waukon. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Waukon.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling of Monona, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com, Bacon Concrete in Postville, and Furniture Showcase in Oldwine, lighting showroom, flooring, furniture, and window treatments. Now to the top of the third, MFL MarMac in North Fayette Valley. There is no score. Bottom of the lineup here for North Fayette Valley, Noah Benson, Hayden Thompson, and Devin Turner to lead things off in the top of the third inning. Moving right along, Tiger Hawks still looking for their first base runner. No runs, no hits. Meanwhile, MFL MarMac, no runs, one hit. They have stranded two in the ball game. And Kane Rogers and also Jacob Shellhorn both had easy inning number twos. First pitch to Benson. It's a strike on the inside. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, and that was exactly what the doctor ordered for Rogers last inning. Only 9 pitches and got out of the inning quick.
Noah Benson, 2 for 8 on the season. 0-1 breaking ball, stayed away, and a nice job by Wickner getting out to that. And it's evened up at a ball and a strike. So 1-1 and a warm night here in Monona. Game time temperature 87. 1-1 pitch, and that ball's lined to left field. On the run is Willie. It's going to be over his head. Again playing shallow. That ball's going to roll all the way to the fence in the far corner. Into second base is Benson. It is a stand-up double, and the leadoff runner on here in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Benson. Just getting the bat on the ball, the fat part of the bat, and driving it into left field there.
And Benson, a junior, one of the more experienced players, and that is his first extra base hit of the season. And that brings up Hayden Thompson, now the right fielder. But we mentioned the the outfield, I should say, playing so shallow tonight. And Willie, this is what he should be doing.
Yeah, he was playing in the right spot. Just good piece of hitting by Benson there.
Lightfoot will try to hold Benson close to second base. Trying to bunt is Thompson on an outside pitch, and he stabbed at it there. And you look at Coach Hovden, he's telling him there you can't lean back trying to bunt it.
Yep, and we've seen this a lot. Bunting's kind of a lost art in high school baseball.
0-1 the count. Yeah, you give yourself up. It's a sacrifice, right?
Yep.
And Shellhorn looks back at second, bunts it. Thompson, nice job, just in front of the plate. Barehanded by Wickner. The throw to first, and it hits the runner. It scoots by Millage at first base. Scoring all the way from second, it's Benson, and it's 1-0. North Fayette Valley in the lead. Fielded by Wickner, made a good throw, but running down the baseline was Thompson. Hit him. It'll go as an error on the play, and it's 1-0. Tiger Hawks the early lead.
Yeah, we just said Bunting's a lost start, but that was a great bunt by Thompson there. It absolutely gave himself up, got the ball down. The runner was going to get to third, no problem, and then he got the bonus of the miscue there by Wickner, and he's on first base.
So that brings up now Devin Turner, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And Turner this season, batting-wise, is 0 for 4, and Turner is a freshman. And working here will be Shellhorn. So 1 on, I would think North Fayette Valley probably trying to move the runner over again here, right? Yep. They squared a bunt, and it's laid down. Shellhorn able to get it there, stumbling down, recovers to throw a strike to Millage. Good job fielding his position, and moving over to second base is Thompson. Turner with a sacrifice, so that's actually back-to-back sacrifice bunts, but a runner in scoring position for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah, North Fayette Valley doing a lot of good fundamental things here in this inning. Leadoff double, bunt him over. He got the little bit of help from MFL MarMac, but now another good sacrifice bunt, doing a nice job.
These are the type of things that North Fayette Valley is going to have to do. Manufacture runs this season. And the first pitch upstairs, the count is 1-0. You're not going to have a team that's going to put up 7-8 runs in an inning. Don't get me wrong, that'd be great, and they may do that. But as far as some of the better teams they've faced pitching-wise, you're just going to have to manufacture some runs.
Exactly.
1-0 pitch, good cut by Rogers, and that ball popped up. First base side, Millage goes near the dugout there, and it'll hit the top of the MFL MarMac dugout up the first base line, and it goes to a ball and a strike.
And without the wind, that one may have stayed in play, but the wind just pushed that thing right out of play.
We talked about the bottom of the lineup needing to manufacture something for either team, and right now it is North Fayette Valley's bottom of the lineup, which gave them the first base runner in the game's first run. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball inside, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Now, Shellhorn with an interesting delivery. When there's a runner on second base, sometimes he'll kind of turn towards second base, but still come to the plate.
Right, yeah, he kind of looks like he's going to go to second, but comes back to home plate. It's probably getting close to a balk, but not quite.
Rogers, that one over his head, hits a bouncing ball, shortstop Lightfoot fields it, throws a strike there, good stretch by Millage, and retired out at first base is going to be Rogers. Lightfoot fielding his position well in the edge of the infield, charging made the play, advancing to third is Thompson, but now 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Yeah, nice play by Lightfoot. Rogers has good speed, so he had to throw a nice hard strike over to first to get him there.
Blake Everett is up to bat. Everett is 0 for 1 in this ballgame, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So Thompson over at third base with the Tiger Hawks 1 on the board here in the top of the third. As Shellhorn delivers the first pitch, good cut by Everett, could not get to it, and the count goes to 0-1. So getting ahead is Shellhorn. Both these pitches, this is the hardest inning that Shellhorn's faced pitch-wise.
Yeah, by far, although he hasn't thrown a ton of pitches, but
0-1 pitch outside there, sliding away, and the count goes to 0-2. So getting ahead again is Shellhorn with 2 outs. He had great success with Everett, his first at-bat. Runner at third base, not being held. 0-2 pitch, it's stayed upstairs. A little something breaking on that one from Shellhorn, but the count goes to, well, the scoreboard says it's 1 ball and 8 strikes.
8 strikes would be a tough count.
Remains a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, swinging right through it. There is Everett. Strikeout number 4 recorded by Shellhorn, and that does it for North Fayette Valley in the top of the third. But the Tiger Hawks score a run. They do it on a hit. Helped out by an error. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the third. NFE strikes first, leading 1-0.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular, security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping are proud supporters of all of our local high school sports teams. We want to wish everyone the best of luck on their season. We are here for all your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Give us a call at 563-245-2154. Again, that number is 563-245-2154. Thank you from Kurt and Ann at Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping, located in downtown Elkader.
Bottom of the third inning, North Fayette Valley with a 1-0 lead. Carter Lightfoot, Parker Keel, Jacob Shellhorn. That's 9-1-2 in the MFL MarMac lineup. Lightfoot, the shortstop, seen him make a couple of good defensive plays. 1 of 4 on the season. Again, he is usually their courtesy runner, but he will play more of a role in the field this season.
Yeah, last year we saw him running a lot, but he'll play some a lot more this year.
Squares the bunt, that pitch outside, and the count goes to 1-0. As that ball broke away outside, our home plate umpire, John Winter, having to get away from that one. Expected it to go by the catcher. And here is now the 1-0 pitch. And the 1-0 offering, fastball upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. I mentioned the scoreboard said it was a ball and 8 strikes. There's apparently a problem with the scoreboard because it still says that.
Yep, still 8 strikes for every hitter.
And 2 balls and no strikes. And falling behind here is Rogers. 2-0 pitch, outside, catches the corner, 2 balls and a strike. We mentioned a long first inning for Rogers, but a much better second inning.
Yeah, just 9 pitches at second inning. That's ideal for North Fayette Valley and Rogers.
2 balls and a strike, 2-1 pitch, and late swing by Lightfoot got a piece of it, fouls it out of play, and it's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, if you're North Fayette Valley, throw strikes is what you want your young kids to do. Throw strikes and then just make the routine plays. It's all you got to do defensively.
Yep, and that's what they've done so far.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging through it is Lightfoot. Strikeout number 4 by Rogers, and it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, Kane Rogers really pitching a really good game here. Now, you'd expect him to get through the bottom of the order a little better, so now let's see what he can do at the top of the order again.
Well, he struck out 3 of the 4, 6, 7, and 8, 9 hitters. So he did exactly that, and did not get to 3 balls, I believe, on any of those hitters.
Nope.
So Parker Keel, top of the lineup, was a walk recipient in the first inning. Squares to bunt, pops it up. That'll make it over play up the third base side, and the count is 0-1. So Keel looking to put something on the ground, uses speed that way. He walked in the first, as we mentioned, but ended up being picked off, which was, for MFL MarMac, really their best threat in the first inning, as they had 3 of the first 4 hitters reach.
Right, and with Keel's speed, he just got a little over-anxious there.
0-1 pitch from Rogers, and that pitch upstairs and away, evened up at a ball and a strike. The left-handed hitting Parker Keel plays center field, covers a ton of ground out there for the Bulldogs. Kane Rogers works quick on the mound, which is good to see. 1-1 offering now, and it's a pitch upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. So Rogers in his 3rd inning of work. And the good news is, evening out the pitch count there, he's averaging about 17 or 18 an inning right now, so that second inning put him in better shape anyway. 2-1 pitch, and Keel pops it up. This is, again, edge of the infield. Second baseman, now the ball's pushed in. The shortstop comes running in there, and Everett, and the ball goes off his glove. The second baseman, Turner, headed back, but that ball continued to push in, and Everett unable to squeeze it as he comes running in. As, again, the wind playing havoc with that. Keel safe on the air.
Yeah, right off his bat. I knew that might be a little bit of an adventure with the wind speed here. Shortstop made a good, off the bat, he was going right to where it should have been, but that wind just brought it all the way back in.
So the first error of the ball game for North Fayette Valley brings up Jacob Shellhorn, who was a strikeout victim in the first inning. North Fayette Valley, again, defensively, they have committed 14 errors in 5 ball games, so they're averaging almost 3 errors a ball game. Part of a young team. Shellhorn looks to bunt, gets out of the way, but I think that ball hit the bat. Our official's going to call a foul ball. Yeah, as Shellhorn tried to get out of the way of it, and nothing he could do with that bat hanging out there. Keel was off and running, by the way.
Yeah,
the count is 1-0.
I think Shellhorn was just protecting himself there. He didn't want to take that one square to the chest, so he got the bat on it.
Yeah, I think he squared the bunt to protect Keel running on the play, and then had to use the bunt to protect himself.
Exactly.
So 1-0 is the count. Rogers with that long look at first base. Shellhorn squares the bunt. They throw it over first base, and Keel back in there. And he read that one well. 1-0 is now the count.
His lead's a little bit smaller than it was in the first inning.
And, he's got the kind of speed that he can probably afford that just because, again, has great speed on the base paths. So 0-1 is the count to Shellhorn. He looks to square the bunt again, pulls things back. Keel, a delayed steal, hesitates, then goes to second base, and he's safe there. As the catcher, Stolka, hesitated, threw it towards the short stop side of the bag where Turner went to get it. Keel with a delayed steal of third base. As Stolka there hesitated, wanted to see if he was going for sure.
Yeah, I think with Keel's speed, you just got to throw that. And then if you can get him in the pickle from second to first, great. If not, at least you held him back at first.
So that moves a runner into scoring position. Shellhorn took that pitch for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Turner will hold the runner on at second base. They try to pick off Keel, and he slides back in there head first. Turner a step away, and will work again with the count 1-1 to Shellhorn, the 2 spot in the MFL MarMac lineup. Rogers, not a bad move to second base.
No, he's got real quick feet and quick pickoff move.
1-1 now to Shellhorn. 1-1 pitch, checks his swing, it's inside. 2 balls and a strike. They may appeal that to the base umpire on the plate. No, they will not. They are going to appeal it. No, he did not go. So 2-1 is the count. Now Rogers, on that move to second base, actually spun to the outside, but still a pretty good move. Didn't spin to the inside. 2 balls and a strike. And Rogers here offering to Shellhorn. Goes to second, comes to the plate, 2-1 pitch, slicing foul out of play, well out of play. Evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes down the first base side. So we're evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is the second full week of baseball and softball action going on. Many of the softball teams opened up last week, so did MFL MarMac baseball-wise, but some teams opened up the previous week. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, bouncing ball. That's right back up the middle, and that ball's going to scoot into center field for a base hit. Scoring, standing up. They throw it to the plate, and scoring, standing up is Keel. That will allow Shellhorn to go to second base. So it's a base hit and an RBI for Shellhorn, and the Bulldogs tie it up here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Shellhorn, just right back up the middle. That play at home ended up being a little closer than maybe we thought it would be, but Keel does score easily on that.
And again, he scored standing up in a situation there where Benson was charging in, made a good throw, but that allows the runner Shellhorn to go to second base on the throw, who did his job on the base paths.
Yeah, and that's the problem with attempting to throw him out there at home. Then you give up that extra base.
And that brings up Ben Cranbeer now. Cranbeer has a single in this ball game. Shellhorn with the second Bulldog hit. They go to second base. He spins to the outside. The throw to the second base side of the bag with Turner. They do not pull a tag there, and unable to on Shellhorn.
We do have a courtesy runner. I can't quite see the number there.
All right, we'll double check that. And they work here is the pitch, and it is in the dirt, and it's going to scoot by the catcher, and that's a wild pitch. Advancing to third base will be number 13, and that is Kyler Nearing. So Nearing is the courtesy runner. He moves over 90 feet to third base. And that pitch, obviously a ball. Cranbeer with another RBI opportunity here in the bottom of the third with 1 out.
Yeah, and this is what you don't want if you're an FV. You know, he had a chance to get the first 2 batters of the inning out, and now you're kind of sitting in trouble here.
From the stretch, and here is the offering, and that ball, bouncing ball, shortstop, edge of the infield. Fielding it there is Everett. Wise decision, goes to first base there. Kerr, easy enough throw, picks it up there. Cranbeer bounces out to third, but it'll be credited with an RBI as he bounces out to third base for what is out number 2. And really for Everett, that's the only play with that ball in the hole.
Yeah, I was a little too deep there on the infield to try and come home with it. So get the out at first. You know, you're only down 2-1. You're still in the game here. 2 outs, nobody on, and kind of reset the game.
Braden Gordon, the right fielder, is up to bat, so the bases are now cleared as Keel and then Nearing have scored in this bottom of the third inning for MFL MarMac. Rogers, the curveball there, and a nice sharp breaking curve. First time we've really seen that across for a strike.
Yeah, that was the best curve he's thrown all game, and that one was nice. Kind of buckled the knees of Gordon a little bit there.
Count is 0-1 as he gets ahead. Gordon walked in the first inning. Rogers now delivering the 0-1 pitch, and that's a breaking ball again, and that one stayed just a little bit upstairs, almost the same location. And he did miss a little high with that one.
Yeah, just missed with that one, but another good break on that pitch.
Count evened up at 1-1. 1-1 fastball outside, good cut by Gordon, fouls it back out of play. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. So the important part is, for North Fayette Valley, you want to stay away from the bad inning. We saw that inning they had against Clayton Ridge Central in the opening night.
Right, and that's why that was a good play by Everett there, getting that out at first base.
A ball and 2 strikes. So the 1-2 curveball, Gordon reaches out for a bouncing ball. Second baseman reaching to the right there is Turner. Bobbles it, will not have a play. So the ball was actually hit by Rogers, which slowed it down somewhat. Turner moving over to his right, tried to pick it up. He would have had a play, but just could not come up with it cleanly. That'll be the second error of the inning for North Fayette Valley defensively.
Yeah, just good piece of hitting by Gordon right up the middle, and just not an easy play, but it's one that you got to make to stay away from these big innings.
And that once again will bring up Jackson Millage, who bounced back to the mound. So with a runner at first base in Gordon, they pick off there. He's leaning, but they call him out. Looked like the throw was high, but able to apply the tag in time was Kerr. Second guy they've picked off at first base. And MFL MarMac closes it for him in the bottom of the third. But they pick up 2 runs. They do it on a hit, helped out by a couple of errors. We've now played 3. And it is MFL MarMac taking the lead now as they lead by a score of 3-2.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard, and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Life's better when you're under our roof because our agents can help you choose insurance to help protect what matters most. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family could have the help they need to continue to pursue their dreams. Contact Julie Depke, agent at 205 South Main Street in Elkader today.
Products not available in all states. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance of Iowa, Hometown Agency, Monona, Auto, Home Business, Crop Farm, and Life, Smitty's Oil and Tire in Monona, Garden View Place in Monona, Vorwald Enterprises Inc. in Monona, Ashbacker Building Supplies in Rossville, Canucko Flood Covering of Monona, M's Machine and Manufacturing in Monona, Sincerely Yours Interiors by K in Monona, Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money, member FDIC, and West Union Motors Sales and Service. Now in the top of the fourth, 2-1, MFL MarMac leads North Fayette Valley for the Tiger Hawks. Drew Stolka, Kenny Kerr, Jamison Tilleris. That'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the North Fayette Valley lineup. I believe we said the score was 3-2 at the end of 3. It is actually 2-1 now here in the top of the fourth. Jacob Shellhorn in his fourth inning of work, bouncing ball goes underneath the glove of Cranbeer and it'll scoot into left field. A leadoff error there as Cranbeer just didn't go down to get it, as that ball just stayed down, and the leadoff runner on for the Tiger Hawks.
Yeah, look, Cranbeer looked like he was expecting that ball to hop up to him, and it just stayed on the ground and went right under his glove.
So that now brings up Kenny Kerr. So then we mentioned that the Tiger Hawks hoping to put the ball into play. By the way, the horn is not honking in recognition of that error. Somebody's alarm is going off. Usually we home run, sometimes just see the horns going off. But at this field, it's kind of tough to get a vehicle to watch the game. I guess you can down the far right field line. But you'd rather enjoy it alongside the fence. And the first pitch, they looked to bunt. Bringing the bat down is Kerr. Pitch was inside. A delayed steal. They throw it down to first base. Millage there holds the ball. Couldn't get it out of the glove cleanly. And Stolka goes into second base there, into scoring position for the Tiger Hawks.
Yeah, good hustle by Stolka. Just, like you said, delayed steal through behind him, and he just took off, put his head down, and got to second.
First pitch was a ball to Kerr. So again, the Tiger Hawks, they were looking to move the runner over, and Kerr now probably getting an opportunity. As stepping off the mound is Shellhorn for a second.
Yeah, you wonder if they'll still try and get him to third or let him swing away here.
2-1. They look to square to bunt, and that ball is popped up. Shellhorn able to camp underneath it, makes the play, but wisely staying near second base is Stolka. As Kerr pops out to the mound, it is out number 1 here on the top of the fourth, unable to move the runner over.
Yeah, and that's where, you need to be able to get that bunt down, because now you just gave up a hitter, your number 4 hitter, for nothing, basically.
And then your more experienced hitter as well. Jamison Tilleris, third baseman, is up to bat. Tilleris bounced out to second base back in the second inning. And delivers a fastball, bouncing ball right side of the infield. Millage comes off the bag, bobbles it, picks it up, tries to flip it to the pitcher covering the bag. Nobody's there. The ball thrown away, and scoring all the way from second base is Stolka. The game is now tied as Millage bobbled it, and then when he picked it up and flipped it to the first base there, expecting Shellhorn to be there, but as it turns out, they're going to call interference as well, as Tilleris is going to advance to second base. So the Bulldogs with an error, that is their second error of the inning, and it's tied at 2 now.
Yeah, costly for the Bulldogs there. Millage expected Shellhorn to be covering first. Shellhorn thought, well, you've got plenty of time to get there yourself, so he didn't cover first, and just not good communication there by the Bulldogs.
And Coach Gordon doesn't waste any time to go to the mound to bring the entire infield in here. They've been let down defensively, and they have been so good defensively the last couple of years.
Yeah. And not what you'd expect from a senior-laden team here right now.
Again, they've only committed 3 errors, so they're averaging a 1 a game so far this season, and they have already 3 errors in this ball game.
Yeah.
So Nick Hines, the left fielder, is up to bat. And there's still one out, but now Tilleris at second base. This ball popped up, slicing down the right field line, and Millage gets up for it, and it's over his head. It's going to bounce fair and then roll into foul territory, but having to hold up late was Tilleris. He'll get to third base. That'll be a base hit for Hines. Blooped it right in there. Great effort by Millage, but now runners on the corners for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah, that's a really tough play from your first baseman, especially with the wind blowing it. But Tilleris did have to stay at second in case he made that play, so not able to score on that one.
And that brings up now here Noah Benson, the center fielder. Benson doubled and scored, and scored the first Tiger Hawk run. They've scored a run here in the bottom of the fourth. They've had a nice answer here in the top of the fourth inning. Looking quite a bit different than a week ago.
A lot different team.
Good lead at first base there by, once again, Hines. First pitch there to Benson. It's upstairs. The count is 1-0. Benson roped one into left field, his last at-bat. Tilleris over there at third base for the Tiger Hawks. 1-0 is the count. Shellhorn, the 1-0 pitch, swinging through the outside pitch. There is Benson. The count goes to 1-1. We're at the bottom of the lineup here with 7, 8, 9, and this is the part that generated the first Tiger Hawk run in the third inning. I don't know if they'll put a runner in motion here, as there's a late swing and slicing over the MFL MarMac dugout up the first base side is that ball to Benson. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Shellhorn could certainly help himself out here with a K.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what he's thinking too on the mound there. What can I do to get him to chase for the third strike here?
Ball and 2 strikes. And here is the 1-2 offering. Reaching through the outside pitch. There is Benson. Could not get to it. It is strikeout number 5, recorded by Shellhorn. And it's the second out here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, big strikeout. Now you can get out of this inning with only that 1 run given up.
Brings up now Hayden Thompson, the right fielder. Thompson, the number 8 hitter, is 0 for 1. Actually, correction. Did not have an official at bat. He was safe on an error, but still credited with a sacrifice bunt. Hits a bouncing ball. 2-hopper. Second baseman Humble able to get it there on the third hop. Flips it over to Millage, and that does it for North Fayette Valley. But the Tiger Hawks pick up a run. They do it on a hit. Helped out by 2. They leave 2 in scoring position. We go now to the bottom of the 4th. Now knotted at 2.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Scooters Coffee in Manchester offers a variety of coffees, smoothies, blenders, and breakfast food products served all day long. Scooters Coffee offers fast and friendly service, too. In a hurry? Use the Scooters Coffee app to order, pay, and earn rewards. Simply stop at the drive-thru window and pick up your order. Scooters Coffee is open Monday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. We look forward to seeing you at Scooters Coffee in Manchester.
Now in the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2, Jackson Millage, Jaron Willie, Cade Humble. To lead things off, first pitch, inside strike to Willie. And Millage, I should say, and the count is 0-1. Millage bouncing back to the mound. He's 0 for 1 in this ball game. For North Fayette Valley, they have 2 runs in this ball game. They have 2 hits, by the way. And for MFL MarMac, they have 2 runs and actually on 2 hits as well. Pitch to Millage, strike on the outside, and the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, he's got that curveball working a little bit the last inning and a half here.
And throwing it with confidence as well. So the offering, 0-2 pitch. Willie checks his swing at a pitch down low. They'll appeal it to first base and say that he went. Strikeout number 5 recorded by Rogers. Out number 1 here on the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and I agree. I think he did go for that one. So good heads-up play by Stolk, catcher, to appeal and tag him right away.
So Millage strikes out, brings up Jaron Willie now, the left fielder. Willie, a strikeout victim, back in the 2nd. So we're going to keep an eye on Kane Rogers pitch-wise here for North Fayette Valley. As, again, the goal was to get him deep into the ball game. Pitch outside, the count is 1-0. Had a lengthy first inning. Third inning threw a lot of pitches as well, but figures at least to maybe get him through 5 right now if that continues.
He's at 55 before this inning.
A 1-0 pitch, and that ball is a bouncing ball. That's up the middle, and that's going to be fielded by the second baseman, shortstop Everett, rather, but it's ended up scooting by him. A late hop. It'll go as a base hit as Willie able to put that ball back up the middle. Everett, good effort there, but that ball took a bad hop on him late, and it scoots into center field for a 1-out single.
Yeah, I think even if he does get that cleanly, he's too deep in there to make that play at first.
Cade Humble, the second baseman, is up to bat. Bulldogs with a runner on, tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Humble, a strikeout victim, back in the 2nd inning. So this is now the 7 spot in the lineup for MFL MarMac. Willie, they pick off, move to first base, and he dives in a close play on the tag from Kerr. They've already had 2 runners picked off and nearly had a third.
Yeah, he's got a really quick move for a right-hander there.
And Rogers, absolutely. They go back to first base again, and sliding in there safe is Willie, which he's got a good lead, and he slid back in there safe. If you're talking about stolen base-wise, MFL MarMac coming into this ball game was actually 14 for 14 stolen base-wise on the season. And they throw to first base again, and Willie slides in there safe. 3 plays in a row, they went to first base.
Yeah, keeping him honest over there. More times you throw over, probably the less he's likely is to go.
Yeah, correction, 11 of 11, by the way. Before tonight's ball game, they're now 11 of 13, as they have had 2 runners picked off. First pitch there, it's outside. The count goes to 1-0. Willie, stolen base-wise this year, doesn't have any. So Keel's certainly the top threat for MFL MarMac on the base paths.
Yeah, I'd say Lightfoot, Keel, and Shellhorn are probably the top 3.
Yep. And Keel has 4 stolen bases on the season. 1-0 offering to Humble. And they throw to first base again, and just sliding back in late is Willie, as he's able to get that left hand in there. He's making a good slide, but he's wearing certainly a field full of dust right now.
That's the other thing, you get them a little dirty, they get tired of diving in there.
So that is the 4th time they've thrown over to first base here. So the count is just 1-0 to Humble. We don't have the rule where you can only throw it over a couple of times like they do in the majors. 1-0 is the count. And they come to the plate. 1-0 curveball outside. Count goes to 2-0. No sign from Willie moving there. 2-0 is now the count. Falls behind on Humble with 1 out. Couple of hits for MFL MarMac. That one by Willie is the 3rd hit of the ball game now. 2-0. 2-0 pitch there. Inside. The count goes to 3-0. Rogers has really avoided a lot of these 3-0 counts since early in the ball game. As a matter of fact, he hasn't walked anybody since the first inning.
Yeah, first inning he walked 2, but no walks since, but he's in danger of issuing 1 here.
3-0 is now the count. Throw over to first base, and again sliding in on a very close play is Willie. So Willie feels like, I'm out there good enough. I'm able to get back. And Rogers keeping him honest.
Well, that's the other, even if he's not going, you might be able to steal an out here just by throwing over there.
They've done that a couple of times already. 3-0 pitch, breaking ball outside, gets it across for a strike. A little something off that one from Rogers, and the count goes to 3-1. But Willie showing no signs of moving from first base at all here for the Bulldogs. 3-1 is the count. And Rogers doing a great job of just looking over at first base. Delivers the 3-1 offering. Fastball, that's a bouncing ball. That's going to go into center field. It's a base hit. Picking it up there is Benson. Willie will get over to second base. Back-to-back singles by the Bulldogs. Second and first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, the Bulldogs doing a nice job hitting the ball right back up the middle a couple times here. So they've got something working with the bottom of their order now.
Doing a good job. Tice Wickner is now up to bat. Wickner is 0 for 1, bounced out to first, his previous at-bat. So you've got Humble at first base. Willie is at second base. And they'll work to the plate here now to Wickner with just 1 out at the bottom of the 4th. Bulldogs trying to put together something here in a tied ball game. Rogers delivers the pitch outside, called strike on the corner, and the counting is 0-1. Nice delivery from Rogers. Getting ahead on Wickner, the youngest kid on this lineup for MFL MarMac, the 8th spot in the lineup.
By far the youngest, yeah.
0-1 is now the count. So the 0-1 offering inside, and that ball's roped to the first baseman. Catching it is Kerr. Kerr goes to second base to double up the runner there, but sliding in safe is going to be Willie. Humble read it well. It happened right over his head. He was able to go to first base, so Kerr had no opportunity there. He looked there first, then threw a strike to the shortstop Everett, but Willie back to the bag, but a nice play for out number 2.
Yeah, good play there. I thought he was maybe going to be able to tag Humble there, but then realized he couldn't and tried to get him at second. Close play, but Willie gets back.
Carter Lightfoot is now up to bat. Lightfoot is 0 for 1, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. Second and first now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Lightfoot, pops it up, slicing down the right field line. Giving chase is going to be Thompson, and it's out of his reach as that ball just continued to tail away. Ended up near the fence down the right field line, and the count is 0-1.
Yeah, maybe if there's no wind, that one gets down, but the wind just, again, takes that spin and really pushes it.
Top of the lineup coming up next for MFL MarMac, so if you are Rogers, you want to get things right here.
Absolutely.
9th spot in Carter Lightfoot. Rogers gets ahead with the count 0-1. Second and first. They lightly hold the runner on at second base. There's a curveball called for a strike. Started up high, but broke through nicely, and the count is 0-2.
He's buckled a couple batters with that curveball. When he really gets it, it's a nice curveball.
So 0-2 is now the count. Rogers steps off, and will work again with the count 0-2. We were talking about the youngster in Wickner, and there's a pitch, late swing by Lightfoot. He fouls it back out of play of the count 0-2. North Fayette Valley says that's pretty much what we are. Rogers just a freshman.
Yep. So, Kind of same age there.
And there's such a difference in baseball, especially when you're talking 8th graders to seniors.
Yeah, just in high school overall, you don't see many freshmen playing varsity sports.
0-2 pitch, curveball, Lightfoot slaps it into right field. Thompson comes in, drops the ball, it goes by him, and it's going to be extra bases. Scoring from second is Willie. Humble goes to third base, Lightfoot safe on an error, and it's now 3-2 as MFL MarMac given a gift defensively.
Yeah, that's a big error there. Again, that wind is just really, really tough. When you're a young player, it's hard to read that wind. It's one that Thompson probably would like to have back there.
So now runners on second and first as Lightfoot got to second base once that ball went by Thompson. But yeah, you mentioned the wind. I mean, Thompson came in there, looked like he was going to get underneath it, but that ball just continues to kind of tail away from you.
It just keeps going, and that's something you've got to learn as an outfielder. You got to almost run through the ball.
Third error from North Fayette Valley, and the Parker Keel up to bat, swings over a curveball there, got a piece of it, fouled it back, and the count is 0-1. Keel is 0 for 1, walked in the first inning, was picked off first, safe on an error, and scored as part of that 2-run third inning. So MFL MarMac has taken back the lead with the score now 3-2 and still 2 in scoring position. 0-1 pitch to Keel, curveball outside, the count goes to a ball and a strike. So this is what we talked about for North Fayette Valley, avoiding one of these disastrous innings, and you still can get out of this with just a run without any more damage.
If they can get this out, then they'll be okay, but yeah, they've got to get this one here.
A ball and a strike, fastball upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1, and again, you're now dealing with the top of the lineup for MFL MarMac. Bulldogs got a couple of hits in this inning, but the air keeps the inning going, and they lead now 3-2 as they work here to Keel. So the offering now from Rogers, and that pitch is a fastball, caught the outside corner, and should be evened up now. I believe it 2-2.
I believe it is 2-2. Yep.
Scoreboard says full, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's why we have home plate umpire John Winter right in front of us. Get a good look at it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rogers delivers now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside. Scoots by the catcher in Stolka, but he's able to go track it down on the fence. And for Humble, more playing base to base. Didn't really get a good jump off of third base. Would have been a tough chance to score.
Yeah, not their fastest runner there, so he's going to play it safe and then see if Keel can hit him in.
So the count is now full to Keel. Humble stayed at third, Lightfoot at second base. He read the play well as well, making sure that they were leading off of third base. 3-2 pitch to Keel. It's a fastball. It is upstairs. It is ball number 4. So that is the first walk issued since the first inning for Rogers. It is his third walk, but now the bases are loaded for MFL MarMac. Coach Hubden taking time here to bring the infield in and a conversation at the mound.
Yeah, I think good timeout by Coach Hubden here. They've got a chance to get out of this, still in good shape, but they can't have, that disastrous inning that we saw against Clayton Ridge Central.
Jacob Shellhorn is 1 for 2, a strikeout victim in the first, singled in a run, and later scored in the third inning. So the Bulldogs have Humble at third, Lightfoot at second, and now Keel, who's reached base all 3 times, has walked. And this is, again, the 2 spot in the lineup with Shellhorn. This is reminding your team, remember, we want the easy out here. Bases are loaded.
And even if you can't make the play, at least knock it down on the infield, limit them to 1 run if you can, and things like that. Just going over those fundamentals, those basic things here.
And we've seen North Fayette Valley, and with Coach Hubden's teams, again, they're fundamentally strong, and youth is going to play into a lot of the mistakes they make this year, but we've seen some positive sacrifice bunts in this ball game, moving guys over like they should.
Yep, they look like a whole new team from what we saw last week, and we figured they would grow.
Absolutely, and it's going to be kind of fun, I think, to see this team continue to grow throughout the season. So Lightfoot is standing at second base with Humble at third, Keel at first base. Shellhorn has a chance to help himself out here with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and real good speed at first and second here.
And they'll work here with Rogers with a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to Shellhorn, takes a pitch in the dirt, goes by Stolka. Humble gives a great jump off of third base. He'll slide in safe without a throw. So they end up scoring a run, and what ends up being a wild pitch. Humble scores. Lightfoot goes to third. Into second base is Keel. There's runners on second and third now with 2 outs, but the Bulldogs have pushed across 2.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you didn't want to have happen. Now, again, it's only one. They're only down 2 runs, so again, get this batter out, and you're still in the game, but you got to be careful now.
Now giving up a crooked number on the scoreboard, and still 2 in scoring position. Shellhorn took that pitch low. Humble, much better read on that one.
Yeah, he got a lot better jump and was able to score easily on that one.
And wisely, Lightfoot and also Keel advancing. So 1-0 is the count here. Rogers trying to get out of this in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the 1-0 pitch to Shellhorn. It's a fastball. Actually, late break on that one, but it's a strike. The count is 1-1, even up. As we mentioned, Shellhorn a strikeout victim in the first, and the Bulldogs scored 2 runs in the bottom of the third. Shellhorn part of that inning, and they've added 2 more here in the bottom of the fourth. So the 1-1 offering to Shellhorn, breaking ball outside, 2 balls and a strike. Another long inning, though, for Kane Rogers.
Yeah, there's pitch count starting to get up there a little bit. If they could have made that, play in right field there, it would have been a really good inning for them. But they just got to see what they can do and get out of this with little damage as possible.
And you're talking, again, extra pitches here that just continue to add to that total. 2-1 pitch to Shellhorn. Bouncing ball, slow roller, halfway up the first base line. Rogers fields it. He'll flip it to the first baseman, Kerr, and Shellhorn retired there by a couple of steps. But for MFL MarMac, 2 runs in the inning. They do it with 3 hits, helped out by an error. They leave 2 in scoring position. We go to the top of the 5th. 4-2. Bulldogs back in the lead.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams and enjoy the weather and get your kids' summer checkups with Dr. Jessica Wilkie, Dr. Chase Bruner, and Dr. Daphne Hoffler. Family Dentistry Associates of Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, Adverse Weather Insurance, Jim Furman of Volga, your independent crop insurance agent, Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org, and Rivals Inc. Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Good ball game going on here in Monona. MFL MarMac leads North Fayette Valley 4-2. It'll be Devin Turner, then the top of the lineup for the Tiger Hawks with Kane Rogers and Blake Everett to lead things off. 2 runs, 2 hits for North Fayette Valley. They've committed 3 errors. For MFL MarMac, 4 runs. They have 4 hits. They also have committed 3 errors. Turner had a sacrifice bunt his last at-bat. So set to lead things off here in the top of the 5th. Pitch upstairs. The count is 1-0. We were talking pitch count. We've been focusing on that with Rogers with some lengthy innings. How about Shellhorn?
Yeah, Shellhorn, he's kind of cruising here. He's only at, 28, 42 pitches through 4 innings.
So that's great. I mean, averaging 10, 11 pitches an inning. 1-1 pitch. That's what happens when you fill the strike zone. 1-1 pitch. Ball slept foul, slicing over the MFL MarMac dugout, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. With the exception of the double hit by Benson, again, that was the hardest hit ball for either team in this ball game.
Yeah, by far the hardest hit one tonight, yep.
But otherwise, for Shellhorn, he's been cruising on the mound. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, and stayed inside, evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But a senior, and again, gets ahead on the count, so that gives you so many more options.
And we've seen him do that through his career, get ahead on hitters.
2-2 pitch, followed up against the backstop, evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What's interesting about MFL MarMac is when you have this depth pitching-wise, when you get into a tournament situation, you've got options.
Yeah, and that's always nice.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch, just misses inside, a rare full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's not walked anybody in this game. Yeah, it's a case there that you could ride 3 pitchers and just divide up the innings if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
Some of the bigger schools do that. 3-2 pitch, caught looking on the outside is Turner. Strikeout number 6 for Shellhorn, out number 1 here in the 5th.
Yeah, good job by Turner making him throw some pitches, but wasn't able to get on base there.
And that brings up now Kane Rogers, the pitcher, the leadoff hitter. Rogers is 0 for 2, bounced out to second and bounced out to short. So he's put the ball in play twice. But yeah, there's a lot of teams. Again, it used to be the days of you hope to be set up where you could throw your ace, 4 games to try to get to state. 3 if you get a bye. First pitch to Rogers, checks his swing. They call it a strike. He went, and the count is 0-1. But MFL MarMac will also have the advantage of having right-handers, and a couple of them there, and Cranberry and Shellhorn, and then a left-hander in Keel. 0-1, and that pitch misses outside. The count is 1-1. And really, each of them different.
Yeah, they all are a little bit different type of pitcher, and you can kind of match up how you want with that a little bit too.
And again, you'll have some other guys that we mentioned. They've thrown 5 guys this year, but those are the 3 guys that have put in a lot of work for them. 1-1 pitch. Rogers pitch at the eye level, outside, stayed away from it. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I think those 3 will eat up most of the innings, but then you'll see a few other guys throw some too here and there, and it's good to have a lot. The more arms, the better in high school
and
baseball.
Again, and their schedule really good this year. Non-conference schedule in particular. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch, called strike there, even up at 2-2. And North Fayette Valley, they've played the same schedule for years. They're going to play a lot of Northeast Iowa teams. They're going to play everybody.
Yep. Yeah, they don't shy away from anyone.
And again, you're going to see some scores this year. That'll be a little tough for a young team. 2-2 pitch, curveball popped up. Third baseman Cranbeer calling for it. He takes a couple of steps into the infield, backs up, makes the play at the edge of the infield. Rogers with a high pop up to third base for what is out number 2. And that will bring up now Blake Everett, the shortstop. Everett is 0 for 2. Everett, a strikeout victim twice, but 2 quick outs here in the 5th.
Yep, a few more pitches to each of those batters, but 2 outs nonetheless.
And quickly ahead without a base runner. That's 4 in a row, retired by Shellhorn. The bulk of his trouble came in the 4th inning. And reaching out for the outside pitch, slapping it foul down the first base side is Everett. The count is 0-1. So we're moving along here in the top of the 5th inning. 4-2. Bulldogs scoring here. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Overthrowing that fastball outside his Shellhorn. The count goes to a ball and a strike. But again, you've got 6 strikeouts for Shellhorn. So he was coming in averaging 2 strikeouts an inning. Here's a swinging strike as Everett couldn't get it. The count is 1-2. If you can, we always mention this, and your team 9-10 Ks.
Yep.
Makes the defense look good.
Makes them look a lot better usually.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count. The 1-2 offering fastball swinging right through it is Everett. Strikeout number 7 recorded by Shellhorn, and the Tiger Hawks go down in order in the top of the 5th. Bottom 5 coming up. 4-2. MFL MarMac in the lead.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Brought to you by locally owned and operated NEAT, proudly providing high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light to businesses and homes in Northeast Iowa. NEAT also provides computer and network services as well as business phone system sales and service. For more information, visit NEITEL.com or call 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now. Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping into Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
Bottom of the 5th inning, MFL MarMac up 4-2, 3, 4, and 5 up in their lineup. That's Ben Cranbeer, Braden Gordon, and Jackson Millich to lead things off. Cranbeer is 1 for 2, singled in the 1st, bounced out to 3rd. So a good ball game here into the later stages now. Fastball upstairs, the count is 1-0. Kane Rogers continuing to work hard on the mound in this ball game. Certainly has done his job to keep them right in this ball game.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of pitches, but he's battling and keeping them in it, like you said.
1-0 pitch outside to Cranbeer, scoots by the catcher Stolka. The count goes to 2-0. But you feel good if you're North Fayette Valley with the effort Hines had on the mound against Turkey Valley the other night, and the effort they're getting from Rogers tonight. They've got a couple of guys right now that are stepping into bigger roles this year.
Yeah, and they're going to need that throughout the season.
A 2-0 pitch. Cranbeer takes it, stayed upstairs. Count goes to 3-0. Cranbeer not tempted by the upstairs pitch. The question will be for North Fayette Valley getting into the bullpen here. They'll need some guys to step up here and give them some solid innings.
Yep.
3-0 pitch to Cranbeer. Rogers to Cranbeer. 3-0, he's swinging. Lifts a high fly ball to left field. Backpedaling is Nick Hines. Hines able to camp underneath it. Makes the play for out number 1. Cranbeer got the light on 3-0. Flies out to left field for out number 1. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he's one of your main hitters, best hitters. If he sees something he likes, take a swing at it.
Yeah, it's a case there. Again, there's many how many at-bats he has throughout his career.
Yep.
you're going to give a senior like that the green light.
Absolutely. And you got a 2-run lead and pitchers pitching well. Why not?
A different night, maybe that ball, usually the wind's blowing out here, not usually blowing in. But maybe a chance. There's a curveball, and Gordon lifts a high fly ball. This is to left center field towards the alley, and that ball on the run is Hines makes the play on a nice job tracking it down in left center field. That ball held up long enough. Hines makes the play on the run in the left center field gap, and it's out number 2 here in the 5th.
Yeah, that one was a nice play by Hines because the wind was playing with that one a little bit. Not as much on Cranberry's ball, but so good job staying with that.
Well, it started out, and your first thought was, well, Benson's going to get the ball, right?
Right, and you just that's why you can't give up on anything with this wind.
So Jackson Millage is up to bat. He is 0 for 2, and bouncing ball fouled just off the right side of first base, and the count is 0-1. So 2 quick outs. The Tiger Hawks were retired in order in the 2nd inning. Otherwise, they've had base runners on each the other 4 innings besides that. But right now, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, this could be a good inning for Rogers here.
And he needs a good quick inning. Tried to bring that pitch count back in line. 0-1. The 0-1 offering, high chopper. That one foul. That pitch was upstairs and took a major hop. Fouled on the right field line, first base line, and it's 0-2 as Rogers gets ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of a late decision there by Millage. Probably should have let that one go.
So ahead in the count is Rogers with the count 0-2. And Rogers continuing from the stretch exclusively. 0-2 pitch, curveball, and Millage gets a piece of it, went down to get it, fouled it out of play. About the only thing he could do with that pitch, but stays alive with the count 0-2.
Yeah, good job fighting that one off. Another good breaking ball by Rogers there.
0-2 now to Millage. So Rogers delivers now the 0-2 pitch outside in the dirt, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So time taken here by Coach Hovden, and are we at the point? Yep, we've reached the pitch count. Yep, so he wants Rogers to be available later on this week.
Yep.
So a pitching change for North Fayette Valley. Jamison Tilleris will be our next pitcher coming in for the Tiger Hawks. 4-2, 1-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. We'll tell you more about this change when we continue.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmers.realfood.realmeat.com.
For generations, local farmers have trusted Freedom Bank to provide the financial backing they need to succeed. We have a long tradition of empowering success, and that continues today. We offer competitive financing options at competitive rates, whether for equipment purchases, building construction, land purchases, or operating capital. Visit one of Freedom Bank's experienced ag loan professionals in Elkader, Monona, Postville, and Waukon, or online at freedombnk.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So a pitching change made for North Fayette Valley with the count 1-2 on Jackson Millage. The new pitcher will be Jamison Tilleris. Tilleris coming in, and Kane Rogers will go to third base. Tilleris this season for North Fayette Valley. This will be his 4th appearance. He's thrown 2 2/3 innings, allowed just 3 hits, 7 earned runs, has walked 8 and struck out 3. So they need him to come in and throw strikes there. And this is, again, one of those youngsters that's certainly a promising pitcher on the mound for the Tiger Hawks.
Yeah, we saw him against Clayton Ridge Central, and I thought he had a nice assortment of pitches that he used. Didn't get a lot of help from his defense that night, but I thought he pitched all right that night.
So the count is 1-2. So if this is a strikeout recorded here, this actually will go to the credit of Rogers. So the count is 1-2. We return to action. Tilleris, by the way, also works from the stretch. There's a pitch called strike 3. One pitch, that'll do it. Strikeout number, as it turns out, number 6 for Rogers. And that, again, great job by Tilleris ending the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We go now to the top of the 6th inning, and it's 4-2. Our score, Bulldogs in the lead.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
Top Gun Customs knows you can fill a deer tag well out of season. If you've tagged that prize buck, pull up to the stoplight at Top Gun in Garnavillo. That's it. Bob and his technicians have been repairing vehicles for over 45 years. We write the estimates, take the photos, and deal with the insurance company for you to ensure your vehicle is repaired quickly and, most importantly, safely. We also have free loaners or rental vehicles. Call Bob or Nancy at Top Gun to schedule your repair today. 563-964-9899.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, and by the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC. Top of the 6th, 4-2. MFL MarMac in the lead, and they too are making a pitching change. As Jacob Shellhorn, after 5 innings, will head on over to shortstop, and Carter Lightfoot moves from shortstop to, once again, second base. And Wade Humble is the new pitcher for MFL MarMac. Humble, by the way, this will be his second appearance. He went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, walking nobody and striking out 2 in his 2 innings of work that he had in his lone appearance. For Shellhorn, 5 innings, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, though none of them earned. He walked nobody and struck out 7, and certainly gave them the great 5 innings you expected.
Yep, that's what you expect out of your senior leader there.
And to lead things off now is Drew Stolka, Kenny Kerr, Jamison Tilleris. 3, 4, and 5 to lead things off. Stolka takes the first pitch inside. The count is 1-0. Stolka bounced out to third, safe on an error, and scored a run. So we've got a ball game here, top of the 6th inning. And Humble delivers a pitch that is a curveball across for a strike. The count is 1-1. So we were talking about the 3 pitchers that MFL MarMac has, and Humble is another of those guys stepping into a bigger role this year.
Yeah, they're going to need him to chew up a few innings here and there.
1-1 pitch, it's outside, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. This is a tight ball game brought into here in the top of the 6th. When we're talking about Shellhorn being replaced on the mound, and also as well Rogers for North Fayette Valley, as the 2-1 pitch there, breaking ball, fisted, foul, backing out of the way almost. That was Stolka. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. But now these guys are available later on this week.
Yeah, and that's why you see these moves right here.
And as far as Shellhorn, we'll get you a number of what he had pitch-wise. He did have to work back in the 5th inning. And there's a breaking ball upstairs. The count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I had Shellhorn for 58 pitches.
And so he's good to go here in a couple of days. He could throw the Thursday conference game for you. So that's what this is all about.
Yep.
At 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Humble delivers now the 3-2 pitch, and that ball fouled back out of play over the backstop area. Full count once again here now to Stolka. So now the question is, if Humble gets in a trouble, because you probably have Kiel going in game number 2,
right?
Do you look to extend him in this ball game?
Right, yeah. You wonder what would happen if it got a little tighter here.
3-2 pitch, and getting a piece of it is Stolka. It was outside pitch. It was high. Breaking ball got a piece of it. It's a full count once again. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is what the Tiger Hawks are hoping for. Later stages of this ball game, right in it.
Other than a couple errors, this is exactly what North Fayette Valley wanted in this game.
3 balls and 2 strikes. So Humble delivers again the 3-2 offering, and that pitch outside, just missing outside. Stolka took a close one, and our umpire gave it a good look. Points the runner down to first base. First walk issued by Humble, the leadoff runner on here for North Fayette Valley at the top of the 6th inning with nobody out. And Kenny Kerr, the cleanup hitter, now up to bat.
Yeah, they've got something brewing here. So it will be interesting to see what happens if North Fayette Valley can scratch a run across
Do
here.
you still play for a run in this situation as Coach Hovden gives the signs at the third base box?
Yeah, I don't know. It's your cleanup hitter. You need 2 runs to tie. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
And Kerr did bunt his last time, but popped it up back in the 4th inning. And swinging away, takes a pitch on the outside. The count is 0-1. I think now that you're in the later stages of this ball game, I think you're trying to put together a crooked number out there.
I think so. Maybe early in the game you try and bunt them over, but you got to get 2 runs here, and you're running out of innings.
And 0-1 is the count. He looks to bunt. As we say that, he lays down a beauty. It's barehanded by Wickner. He goes to the inside of the line, throws a strike to the first baseman there in Millage. And moving over to second base is Stolka. Well, somewhat, what do we know? Sacrifice bunt by Kerr. He didn't get the last one down, but laid a beauty down there.
I was just going to say, shows what we know, because, perfect bunt there. Got him to second easily, and now they've got a runner in scoring position.
Jamison Tilleris is up to bat. Tilleris is 0 for 2, but he's put the ball in play twice, bounced out to second, and was safe on an error, but was left stranded at third. And Humble with a breaking ball there that is fouled back, and it's out of play by, once again, Tilleris. So the count is 0-1. Runner in scoring position for North Fayette Valley here. Top of the 6th inning. They scored a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, but they had runners on 3rd and 1st there with 1 out. Couldn't get any more. Here's a high chopper. Third baseman Cranberry gets it on the edge of the infield. Hops, throw to first baseman Millage. Out number 1. They throw across the diamond. It's advancing from 2nd to 3rd is Stolka. He'll slide in safe. Covering the bag there was Shellhorn, who bluffed as if the ball went by him, but Stolka stays there at 3rd base. Grounding out is Tilleris to 3rd base. It's out number 2. And again, Stolka moves over 90 feet.
Yep, and now, maybe a pass ball wild pitch can score him, or a base hit will score him for sure.
And you've got a senior up here, and Nick Hines, who is 1 for 2. Hines, a strikeout victim, and singled back in the 4th inning. So Stolka is there at 3rd, 4-2. Top of the 6th inning with 2 outs. Humble delivers, and that pitch is a strike on the outside. The count is 0-1. Against Olwine, it was Keel who came in and got the save, throwing that final inning of that ball game. 0-1 is the count. Humble is in the position right now to try to get a save. 0-1 pitch. That's a high pop-up. Catcher giving a look there is Wickner, but the wind's going to pull that one way out of play as Humble came in there, and good communication between the two as he let him know that ball's out of play. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, Humble's done a good job getting ahead on these last 3 batters here.
Well, and if you're MFL MarMac, get the out here, then North Fayette Valley would be stuck with leading off 7, 8, and 9 in the top of the 7th inning, though that group did contribute to one of their runs.
Yeah, the 7, 8, 9 spots have been okay for North Fayette Valley.
And the count, again, is 0-2. So Humble, from the stretch, delivers the 0-2 breaking ball, fastball actually upstairs, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Threw that one just a little high. Certainly wanted to work in the strike zone. I don't think pitchers do that enough with the count 0-2, 1-2 to throw that high fastball.
Right, yeah. Waste a pitch and see if you can get him to chase.
Use their aggressiveness against them.
Yep.
A ball and 2 strikes. So here is now the 1-2 offering. Breaking ball that stayed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But again, where you want that ball is, you want it just a little higher than chest level.
Right, yep. There's a spot to put that.
Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes, evened up now. So evened up with 2 outs. Humble, the 2-2 pitch, and that ball popped out of play again. Off and running was, again, Hines, but that ball ends up into the fan area there, and I think youngster went for it and missed the ball.
Yeah, nice effort there by the young kid, but not able to make the play.
Still goes as an error in the book. 2 balls and 2 strikes, evened up. And Humble, the 2-2 pitch. That's called strike 3 on the outside. Humble with his first strikeout. Tiger Hawks leave the runner at 3rd. So for the top of the 6th inning, no runs, no hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-2. Bulldogs in the lead. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Are you wanting to eat better, feel better, get your weight or other numbers under control, and need someone to hold you accountable? This is Brandy Strube, registered dietitian with Veterans Memorial Hospital. I welcome consultations with patients of all ages and look forward to helping you meet your nutritional goals. Please call the hospital to set up an appointment or ask your doctor for a referral at your next visit.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
So we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-2, MFL MarMac in the lead. Jaron Willie, Cade Humble, Tice Wickner to lead things off for the Bulldogs. That'll be 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup. 4 runs, 4 hits for MFL MarMac. They've committed 3 errors. For North Fayette Valley, 2 runs, 2 hits. They committed 2 errors. Willie is 1 for 2 as he was safe. Actually singled in the 4th inning and scored a run and struck out back in the second inning. So Jamison Tilleris threw one pitch to end the fifth inning, and he's back out there to start the sixth. For North Fayette Valley, a soccer update at the half. It is 1-0. Van Meter leads North Fayette Valley at the half. Here's the bouncing ball. Third baseman able to get it. It's Rogers. Nope, handcuffed him. Safe on the air will be Willie. So that was a tough hop there to Rogers at third base, and the leadoff runner on for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, kind of that in-between hop and not able to corral it.
And that will bring up Cade Humble, who's 1 for 2. Now let's see what the Bulldogs do. Do they play for a run here to pick up some insurance in the bottom of the sixth?
It'll be interesting here to see if they bunt him over, try and get that 3-run lead.
Humble, 1 for 2. As he struck out in the second, safe on an error. Tilleris throws over to first base, and Willie back in there. And they'll work here now to the number 7 spot in the lineup. So that is not a hit. That is the 4th error committed by the Tigerhawks. Decent lead by Willie. Comes to the plate as Tilleris, breaking ball outside. Count is 1-0. After tonight's ball game, we actually take a break for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A rarity.
Yeah.
June 18th, our next ball game. Cubs schedule has a lot to do with that here on KADR. The first place Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
1-0 is the count. Tilleris delivers the 1-0 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Matter of fact, I think there's the Cubs, Dodgers, and Mets all have the best record in the majors right now.
I know the Twins have been playing well as well, so yeah.
And they had a 13-game winning streak about a week and a half ago. 2-0 is now the count. 2-0 offering, and that pitch is outside. A nice job by Stolka as Willie caught leaning. They throw down to first base. Willie's going to try to go to second. It's a high throw, and he slides in, as it turns out, safe there. So Willie really caught in no man's land, but the high throw to the second baseman Turner allows Willie to slide in safe at second base.
Yep, just got a little lucky there with the high throw. Otherwise, he probably was picked off.
Yeah, and Willie made that mistake of starting to go and then stopped. And Stolka did the right thing, snapping it down to first base.
It was a nice backhanded stop by Stolka.
3-0 pitch there, breaking ball across for a strike to Humble, and it's 3-1. So you've got a runner on second base as there's nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. North Fayette Valley has stayed away from the disastrous inning tonight, as the young team sometimes goes through. 3-1 the pitch. Tilleris, the 3-1 pitch, stayed outside. And now back-to-back runners on. First walk issued by Tilleris. Second and first. Nobody out. Tice Wickner is up to bat. Wickner is 0 for 2. Bounced out to first and lined out to first base. The left-handed hitting catcher for MFL MarMac.
Yes, seems like he might be a pull hitter because he's hit it to first both times.
Humble, this is where we will see a courtesy runner coming in. It will be Nearing. Now remember, he was the courtesy runner for the pitcher Shellhorn earlier. Nearing will now be the courtesy runner for the pitcher Humble. And they make sure all that both benches are notified of the substitution. 2 on, and bottom of the lineup here for MFL MarMac with Tice Wickner. Carter Lightfoot, the 9 spot, waiting on deck. The Bulldogs try to move him over here, try to plate at least 1 run, come up with a couple more in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch there, Wickner a good swing, showing no signs of bunting there, but it's a pitch downstairs. The count is 0-1.
It looks like they're going to stay aggressive.
That was a case there of a youngster for MFL MarMac, because throwing 4 balls in a row there was Tilleris, and helped him out on that one, which would have been the 5th in a row.
Yep.
0-1 is the count. Tilleris delivers the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball inside, and we're evened up now at 1-1. So 4-2, North Fayette Valley trailing. They'll send up the bottom of the lineup in the top of the 7th inning. 1-1 is the count. They do not hold the runners on, so Willie's got a good lead off of second base. 1-1 offering there, and that's a breaking ball that stays high. The count is 2-1.
Just high. It looked like it dropped in, but maybe a little bit late.
Yep. Rogers throws a breaking ball that's got the sharper drop, but Tiller is certainly not a bad pitcher at all with the breaking ball.
Yeah, he's got some movement on his pitch as well.
2-1 is the count. Off and running is Willie, and stepping off the mound and throwing to third base is Tilleris, and it's a stolen base. Going off to second base there is Nearing the runner, but Willie realized nobody looking at him. He's not being held, and he's able to move over to third base as they run a double steal.
Yeah, just like you said, wasn't being held, so the pitcher kind of forgot about him, and he just took off.
North Fayette Valley will bring the infield in now. So the 2-1 offering is outside, and the count is 3-0 to Wickner. So the bases loaded, or second and first, I should say, with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tiller is just looking to fire strikes. The count is 3-1 to Wickner. And again, good lead off the bases for both runners. The 3-1 pitch, breaking ball, nice pitch in the outside. Tilleris catches the corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He can help himself out big time with a K here.
Strikeout would be huge for Tilleris here, yep.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, Tiger Hawks on the edge of the infield. It'll be a look in one situation or coming straight to the plate. 3-2 pitch outside. It is away. It is ball number 4. So the bases are now loaded. An error and 2 walks, and Carter Lightfoot is up to bat, the shortstop. Lightfoot is 0 for 2, a strikeout victim, safe on an error.
We've talked about North Fayette Valley trying to stay away from that disastrous inning, and now's the time where they really need to stay away from that.
Wickner will be replaced, by the way, by a courtesy runner, and that will be Jackson Lamborn. So Lamborn is once again the courtesy runner. Lightfoot up to bat with the bases loaded, and we're back to action after that substitution made. Again, this is a courtesy runner situation, as Lamborn is over there at first base. Again, the infield stays in. The out right away is at the plate. And Lightfoot awaits the pitch from Tilleris, and that ball fouled, roopling down the right field line. Giving chase is Thompson. It'll slice away up near the fence down the right field line. The count is 0-1. So the Tiger Hawks, this is what a learning situation for a young team, right?
Yeah, this is where you can really get yourself better.
And the goal here is to obviously, on a ground ball, hopefully get the play at the plate. 0-1 to Lightfoot, but the top of the lineup, trouble is waiting on deck. 0-1 is the count. And Tilleris breaking ball, slow bouncing ball. Shortstop fields it. That's going to be Everett. He goes to the plate, and the throw gets by Stolka. It ends up being a wild throw. Scoring is Willie. Waved in from third base, and scoring is Nearing. Ending up at third is the courtesy runner in Lamborn. Lightfoot goes into second base. An error on the throw, and it's 6-2 now as MFL MarMac picks up 2.
Yeah, just the right play there, but just wasn't able to complete the throw to home. They would have had him. They would have had the force out there, but just a little bit wide on that throw.
So the error charged on the shortstop, Everett. Bulldogs have scored 2 runs without a hit, and Coach Hovden taking time on the mound now and part of the learning process, because a big inning is in the mix of happening here. You're back to the top of the lineup with Parker Keel, and you still want to keep these kids up.
Yeah, and this is what we saw too much of in that Clayton Ridge Central game, and the Tiger Hawks have done a nice job staying away from it until this 6th inning here, but Coach Hovden's going to just remind them to do the right things, make the right plays, which they did. They just gotta complete the play.
So Parker Keel is now up to bat, top of the lineup for MFL MarMac. Keel is 0 for 1, but he's reached base 3 times. He was safe on an error and scored. He has also walked twice. So the 5, 7, or the 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters all reaching for MFL MarMac. There is still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Keel awaits the first pitch from Tilleris, who's in his 2nd inning of work. Runners not being held on. Tilleris comes to the plate, breaking ball upstairs, and the count is 1-0. And Tilleris falling behind on some hitters here.
Yeah, he got ahead of Lightfoot, but then that error really hurt.
And 1-0 is the count to Keel. And offering here is Tilleris. And the 1-0 pitch there, and it's a fisted ball up against the backstop. The count is 1-1. That was a strike on the inside.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch right there. Jammed Keel a little bit, but I think, like you said, I think that was going to catch the inside corner.
Our wind has not quieted down at all tonight. Been a factor, certainly, in this ball game. A couple of fielding plays anyway. 1-1 is now the count. Tilleris works to Keel. Gives a look at the base runners. The 1-1 pitch there, and it's a bouncing ball, foul down the first base line to the right side of the bag, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, hit hard by Keel there, but just pulled it foul.
Jacob Shellhorn, 2 spot, waiting on deck. The left-handed hitting Parker Keel. One of 2 left-handed bats in the lineup for MFL MarMac, the other one Wickner. And a ball and 2 strikes is the count. And ahead on the count here, good news for Tilleris. Goes over to third base, and back over there is Rogers, but again, the runner at third base in Lamborn, I should say, was able to get back into third base. So not too far off the bag. And we'll work again with the count 1-2. And Tilleris, a little longer in his delivery than Rogers. And now the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball that just stayed upstairs, didn't go through for him. And we're evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, tried to snap a breaking ball and just didn't move for him.
So again, count evened up. Senior part of the lineup for MFL MarMac. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Tilleris, again, from the stretch, able to look over at the runners. And the 2-2 offering, it's a breaking ball. Called strike 3. Keel thought it was high. Strikeout number 1. Actually, yes, it is the first strikeout by Tilleris. Keel caught looking for out number 1 in a big K.
Yeah, that's a huge out there by Tilleris there. Just caught a piece of the corner. Keel might not have liked it, but I think it was a good call.
Jacob Shellhorn is up to bat. Shellhorn is 1 for 3. Struck out in the first, singled in a run in the third inning, and also bounced out to first. Now, Nearing has scored 2 runs in this ball game. He scored for Shellhorn earlier and scored for Humble this inning. Curveball outside. The count is 1-0. Still the 2 spot in the lineup. Runners on second and third. 2 on the board for North Fayette Valley here in the 6th. And now, after out number 1, recorded by the strikeout there by Tilleris. So with 1 out, Tilleris again comes to the plate now, and that pitch is inside, but a called strike. Shellhorn turned away from it. Evened up at 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know. That looked like a good pitch. I don't know why Shellhorn was turned away. Maybe trying to get a call.
And maybe looking outside for something, trying to kind of reach out for something.
Could be too.
1 ball and a strike. So evened up. Tilleris with the count 1-1. And delivers now the 1-1 pitch inside again, and Shellhorn turns away from that one, and that one a little further inside, so it's a ball.
That one was inside, yep.
2 balls and a strike. Shellhorn, a rare strikeout, as we mentioned back in the first inning, but Tiger Hawks keep the infield in here with only 1 out, with runners on second and third. 2-1 is again the count. And the 2-1 offering inside curveball, 3-1 is now the count. Boy, we see Tilleris, a lot of confidence in that curveball.
Yeah, he likes that curve, and that one did break, but just stayed inside a little too much. And you do have first base open here, so if you do walk Shellhorn, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but the worst part is you got to face Ben Cranberry coming up next.
True.
But yes, I understand. Don't want to make a mistake here with the count 3-1, 3-1 pitch, and it's a high bouncing ball. Shortstop, actually the third baseman, Rogers, charges it, looks over to first base, goes to first there, actually looked to third, goes to first, and Shellhorn legs it out for an infield single. So the base is now loaded. Rogers did the look in one, but that ball slowly hit, and Shellhorn gets down the line. The base is loaded now with 1 out.
Yeah, good hustle by Shellhorn getting down the line. Again, Rogers made the right play, look back at third, but with the speedy runner, you might just have to go right to first.
So Lamborn stayed at third. Lightfoot is at second. Shellhorn is at first base with the bases loaded. Rogers, again, charging in, wanted to make sure that runner held at third. So that brings up now Ben Cranbeer, who is 1 for 3. Cranbeer curveball reaches up for it, slaps it into right field. It's a base hit. That should score 2. It's fielded by Thompson. He'll bring it in. The throw to the plate. They hold the runner at third. It's a base hit and an RBI for Ben Cranbeer. The inning continues here in the bottom of the 6th, and it's 7-2 Bulldogs in the lead.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Cranbeer, just popping it into right field there, getting the RBI, getting an easy base hit.
And a good job by Thompson getting that ball here and getting it quickly into the infield. That caused Speedster and Lightfoot to stay at third.
Yeah, it's a good job, like you said, because he's got some speed at third.
Braden Gordon is up to bat, the right fielder. Gordon is 0 for 2, and he walked safe on an air and flew out to left field. So the base is still loaded. Infield stays in for North Fayette Valley. And Tilleris steps off the mound, and everybody able to go back for MFL MarMac. Cranbeer did a great job with an outside pitch going with it.
Yep. You want to hit it where it's pitched.
We see some action on the MFL MarMac down the right field line. In their bullpen, I guess you can call it. Pitch outside, the count is 1-0.
I think it's Humble just trying to stay loose out there.
Becoming a long inning with 3 on the board, and the base is loaded with still just 1 out. So the type of inning that North Fayette Valley hoping to avoid. 1-0 is the offering. 1-0 pitch from Tilleris, and a good cut by Gordon, but couldn't get to it. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. We're evened up.
Yeah, good pitch there by Tilleris.
Gordon, the 4-hitter. Jackson Millage is waiting on deck. And Cranbeer now has 2 hits on this ball game. The Bulldogs, their last 2 batters, have reached with a hit. There's a curveball, drops across for a strike. Nice job by Tilleris. Strike there, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, as he matures and gets older and is able to command that curveball a little more, I think that'll be a really good pitch for him.
Yeah, one of those young kids that they certainly have high hopes for pitching-wise. 1-2 is now the count. So Gordon will have to protect with the count 1-2. And the 1-2 offer from Tilleris. There's a curveball, and it's high pop-up, edge of the infield. Shortstop coming over there behind the mound to make the play is Everett. A high pop-up tracked down by the shortstop for out number 2, and the bases stay loaded.
Yep, infield fly, so he's going to be out no matter what there. Good pitch by Tilleris, and they got a chance to, again, get out of here with only giving up 3.
Yep, Jackson Millage will become the 9th Bulldog to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Millage is 0 for 3, bounced back to the mound and struck out twice. 3 runs on the board for MFL MarMac, and a wild pitch there. Jumping off the bag at third is Lightfoot, the throw to the plate. He'll score standing up. It's now 8-2. Shellhorn goes to third, And Cranbeer to second. The inning continues. Now 4 on the board here in the 6th.
Yep, and just not able to get out of the inning again.
The first 4 for MFL MarMac of this inning reached on an error, 2 walks, and another error.
Yep, so a lot of unearned runs here.
And all of these here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So it's 8-2 now, still 2 in scoring position. I like Stolke here taking time to go talk to his pitcher in Tilleris.
Yep, I think good job here. Again, reminding him first base is open. Throw strikes, but don't give him anything too juicy down the middle.
So Millage, again, is the number 5 hitter in the MFL MarMac lineup. 4 runs in this inning. MFL MarMac has scored 8 runs in this ball game despite the fact they have just 6 hits. 1-0 is the count. So we return to action with Tilleris back on the mound. Tilleris from the stretch working here to the plate. And here is now the 1-0 offering. And reaching out for it is Millage. Bouncing ball right side of the infield. Fielded by Turner. He'll go to first base in time. And that does it for MFL MarMac. But they send 9 to the plate. They score 4 runs. They do it on 2 hits. They leave 2 in scoring position. We go to the top of the 7th. Now 8-2. Bulldogs in the lead. Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, living. So give your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer in both Guttenberg and Monona, a call. You can reach Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. That's 563-252-2471. They can help you and your family be good at life.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Waukon. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you're in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Waukon.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling of Monona, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkburg, Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Car Auto Group online at karautogroup.com, Bacon Concrete in Postville, and Furniture Showcase in Oldwine, lighting showroom, flooring, furniture, and window treatments. Top of the 7th inning, it is now 8-2. MFL MarMac in the lead. They've broken things open here. Noah Benson, Hayden Thompson, Devin Turner to lead things off here in the top of the 7th inning. Benson is 1 for 2, doubled and scored a run, and a strikeout victim. First pitch inside, goes behind him. Nice job by Wickner getting the ball. Good job by Benson avoiding the pitch, and the count is 1-0. Humble is in his 2nd inning of work and still actually qualifies for a save. 1-0 pitch, bouncing ball foul up the third baseline. The count is 1-1. Came in a save situation in the top of the 6th inning.
Yep, they just gave him some insurance here with those 4 runs last inning.
Yeah, some breathing room now for MFL MarMac. Hasn't been a great game for them offensively. Curveball reaching out for it there is Benson. Swings right through it, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, he wants that swing back.
So a ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the lineup here. Humble with the count 1-2 as it delivers now the 1-2 pitch, and it's a high pop-up. Catcher giving it a look there is Wickner. Heads towards the fence, and Wickner makes the play just in front of the fence. Just put the basket out there, right-handed I should say, just flipped it underneath, makes the play at chest level for out number 1 here in the 7th.
Yeah, nice play by Wickner there to get right up to the fence and just stayed with it the whole way.
And that's the only play for the catcher. Humble did a great job helping direct the area where that ball was going.
Yep.
So Hayden Thompson is up to bat. Thompson is 0 for 2. A sacrifice bunt in the third inning, I should say, and a bounce out to second. He's actually 0 for 1. Left-handed hitter, bouncing ball, first baseman, staying down on it there, able to go to a knee is Millage. He'll race Thompson to the bag and beat him by a step, and it's 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Tiger Hawks down to their final out.
Yeah, this could be a quick inning for Humble here.
And for North Fayette Valley, down 8-2, but I still think a step forward for this team tonight.
Absolutely. I think against a really good MFL MarMac team, they've showed that they've made a lot of improvements. We said that last week, and I think it'll continue all year.
So that brings up now Devin Turner, the number 9 hitter. He had a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout victim. Lifts a fly ball into right field directly there at Gordon. He's able to take a step in, makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning, and there's your ball game. North Fayette Valley hung with MFL MarMac late, but the Bulldogs scored 4 runs to get a little breathing room. room. And MFL MarMac off to a 4-0 start. They defeat North Fayette Valley by a final score of 8-2. With the win, MFL MarMac 4-0, 3-0 in the conference. North Fayette Valley drops to 0-6, 0-5 in the conference. We'll take a break. Game stats, coaching interviews. Your post-game show is coming up after this.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular, security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance of Iowa, Hometown Agency, Monona, Auto, Home Business, Crop Farm, and Life, Smitty's Oil and Tire in Monona, Garden View Place in Monona, Vorwald Enterprises Inc. in Monona, Ashbecker Building Supplies in Rossville, Canuckor Flood Covering of Monona, M's Machine and Manufacturing in Monona, Sincerely Yours Interiors by K in Monona, Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money, member FDIC, and West Union Motor Sales and Service. Welcome back to Monona. MFL MarMac victorious by a score of 8-2. We're joined by MFL MarMac baseball coach Paul Gordon. Coach, first off here, let's start on the mound in this ball game. Jacob Shellhorn giving you 5 solid innings. What you expected?
Oh yeah, the pitching was great. Jacob did a great job. Cade came in, saved the game, did a good job. After that, I don't really have a whole lot of positive. We struck out looking. We had some blunders on the base paths. For the first 5 innings, I mean, we got outplayed, and that's just baseball. Sometimes the better team doesn't win. I mean, they outplayed us. So we got a lot of things to work on, but yeah, the pitching was great tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned Jacob Shellhorn as well as Humble coming in, doing a nice job for you there, Cade Humble.
Yep, he did a great job. He's been giving us good innings. Came in, a 2-run lead, gave us a save through strikes. I think he might have walked one guy, but I think that was the only walk of the night for the pitching staff. So we'll take that as a positive and work on the other things.
Now, the other thing is, Shellhorn now available later this week, right, with the pitch count?
Available for Key High on Thursday night.
All right, so certainly, obviously, that played into this ball game as well. All right, we talked about offensively here. You only manufactured 6 hits. Put the ball in play, and that was the good news in the 6th inning.
Yeah, windy day like today, you just got to put the ball in play, try to get it through the kids. We can't be striking out looking. They did a pretty good job. I mean, after about 4 or 5 innings, they woke up and put the ball in play a little better, but...
The other thing is, we know your team wants to be aggressive on the base paths, but tonight there, just a couple of guys picked off first base.
Yeah, that gets shut down in a hurry when you start making outs on the base paths. So, yep, we'll try to clean that up, and we want to stay aggressive, but we just got to clean that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Have this type of team there that should be aggressive. Defensively, kind of a rare night defensively for your team. I mean, you guys only average about an error ball game, and you took time after in that inning that there were a couple of errors involved. What was that conversation on the mound?
Just to try to reset. I mean, biggest thing is I try to preach to the kids. We got to go next play, next pitch. Things aren't always going to go our way. You got to find a way. You got to fight off adversity and find a way to win. And we did that, and I'm glad about that.
All right. Now, obviously, you got game 2. Who throws for you game 2?
Parker's going to start game 2 and about the same pitch count limit as Jacob to keep him eligible. And then we'll go after that.
Yeah, you've got some kids that can throw that. The depth you guys have pitching-wise.
Yep, we got 9 or 10 guys that can throw varsity innings.
So, yeah, it's certainly good luxury to have. All right, Coach, good luck to you guys in game number 2. We'll catch up with you guys.
Thank you.
MFL MarMac baseball coach Paul Gordon on his Bulldog team. We'll take a break. Post-game show continues. Game stats. Hoping to talk with Coach Dan Hovden as well when our post-game show continues after this.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard, and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Life's better when you're under our roof because our agents can help you choose insurance to help protect what matters most. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family could have the help they need to continue to pursue their dreams. Contact Julie Depke, agent at 205 South Main Street in Elkader today.
Products not available in all states. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tiger Hawk Bulldog Baseball is brought to you in part by Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, Adverse Weather Insurance, Jim Furman of Volga, your independent crop insurance agent, Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org, and Rivals Inc. Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Welcome back once again to Monona. Post-game show continues. It is North Fayette Valley and MFL MarMac Bulldogs winning this ball game by a final score of 8-2 as they scored 4 runs in the 6th inning to end up with a 6-run victory for the Bulldogs. We're joined by North Fayette Valley baseball coach Dan Hovden. Coach, first off, let's start on the mound. Kane Rogers, effective into the 5th inning for you guys.
Yeah, he had a couple innings that were extended on drop pop flies that they weren't easy plays we probably should make. We get out of those, that saves him quite a few pitches, and he might get another inning for us.
All right, and obviously, defensively, a couple of tough innings there for you. That's really the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, and we're sure youth, but we didn't give up. Have had some opportunities to do that, to kind of give up and kind of lose our mental fortitude, maybe. We're kind of growing out of that a little bit, hopefully. Still early, so we've got a long ways to go. We'll see how this second game goes.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing here. You're looking for positive there, and there's a lot of positive for you guys tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. We had some guys who had some good at-bats. We put the ball in play. Executed some bunts, some decent base running here and there. But it's going to be tough for us to score a lot of runs this year, so we're going to have to really pitch well and play defense.
All right, Noah Benson had a double to lead you there in this 3rd inning. Then you were able to score a run out of that. Let's talk about Noah as far as the job he did. Made a nice play in center field too.
Yeah, he works hard. I mean, he just loves the game. He hadn't been out until last year as a sophomore, and he just works harder than anybody, and we just love what he does for us and the kind of kid he is.
Bottom of the lineup actually manufacturing some runs for you tonight.
Yeah, and didn't miss any signs, so that's good. I don't know if the signs were very good that I gave them, but they didn't miss any, and that's good to see too. So,
all right, game number 2, who do you like to start?
We're going to start Blake Everett. Yeah, see what he can do for us and see if he's coming off of golf, he's a little bit behind, so hopefully this extra week he's had now is going to be a little more fruitful.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you guys in game number 2. We look forward to catching up with you guys. Continue to move forward.
All right, thank you.
You betcha. North Fayette Valley baseball coach Dan Hovden talking things over about his Tiger Hawk team as they drop an 8-2 decision. Let's go to the game totals now. Winning pitcher in this ball game, Jacob Shellhorn. Shellhorn went 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, walked. They were unearned, walked nobody, and struck out 7. Cade Humble gets the save, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 1. Individually for MFL MarMac, Parker Keel 0 for 2 with a run scored. Jacob Shellhorn was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Ben Cranbeer was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Braden Gordon 0 for 3. Jackson Millage 0 for 3. Jaron Willie was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs. Cade Humble was 1 for 1 in this, actually 1 for 2. And Kyler Nearing, by the way, came in as the pinch runner there. Nearing scored 2 runs in this ball game. He scored a pinch run for Shellhorn as a courtesy runner, and then he scored as the courtesy runner for when Humble was the pitcher. Tice Wickner was 0 for 2, and Jackson Lamborn scored a run as a courtesy runner, and Carter Lightfoot was 0 for 3 in this ball game. Reached base twice, though, and a couple of errors, and scored a run. For MFL MarMac, they ended up with 8 runs, 6 hits. They committed 3 errors. For North Fayette Valley, 2 runs, they had a total of 2 hits, and they committed 5 errors. Pitching-wise, Kane Rogers gets the loss. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, allowed 4 runs, walked 3, and struck out 6. Jamison Tilleris came in for an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, and struck out 1. Individual totals for North Fayette Valley. Kane Rogers and Blake Everett were 0 for 3. Drew Stulka was 0 for 2, scored a run. Kenny Kerr 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Jamison Tilleris 0 for 3. Nick Hines 1 for 3. Noah Benson 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Hayden Thompson was 0 for 2 in this ball game with a sacrifice bunt. And Devin Turner was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. MFL MarMac scored 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. That was after North Fayette Valley scored a run each in the third and fourth innings. They led 4-2 at the end of 4, but then put it away with a 4-run bottom of the 6th inning, scoring no earned runs. And they win by a final score of 8-2 as we're joined once again by Coach Sass.
Yeah, I thought good ball game tonight. North Fayette Valley, a lot of improvement from when we saw them last week. And MFL MarMac, probably not their sharpest game, but you're going to have that, and they're still able to win fairly comfortably, even not playing their sharpest game.
And for North Fayette Valley, again, that's what we talk about. A young team taking a step in the right direction, and what they're hoping is all of this pays off as they continue to work ahead. I mean, it's different. You think of the teams that Coach Hovden's had. Usually, they're competitive, so this is kind of new for them, going through a growth move, or a youth movement.
Yeah, how often in his career has he played this many freshmen, sophomores, and even maybe an 8th grader here and there? Not too often. So yeah, he's trying to build, and he's hoping, like we said earlier, his team will look more like MFL MarMac's team this year in the future.
Yeah, you can certainly see they've got certainly some players there that could contribute to that. Meanwhile, for MFL MarMac, well, you're challenged. Let's see what they do in game number 2 here, an experienced team.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Gordon was probably super happy with how they played that first game. But again, as a coach, I know it says something when you don't play your best and you're still able to win and win fairly comfortably. So that just shows how much talent that they do have, and they just want to clean things up, be a little bit sharper in this game 2.
And again, they win it by a final score of 8-2. MFL MarMac over North Fayette Valley. Meanwhile, the last soccer score we had, Van Meter leading North Fayette Valley in the second half, 1-0 in that matchup. We'll have the complete score for you on KCTN.com on our sports page. Meanwhile, we're off for a couple of weeks, a rarity, but June 18th will be our next ball game. Central North Fayette Valley, our first softball game of the season.
Yeah, we'll get to see a little bit of conference softball.
On deck show at 5 o'clock, first pitch at 5:30 here on AM 1400 and FM 96.7. We'll see you then, Coach.
Sounds good.
Again, for Coach Mike Sass, I'm Dan Barons. My thanks to Ty Keenan for running our studio show. For a complete recap of tonight's ball game, highlight scores, and more, go to KCTN.com, click on the Sports tab. This has been a presentation of KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7 Sports.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Monday